live from Eagle Field on the campus of JMU is our site today for the Charlottesville Tom Sox and the Harrisonburg Turks here in the Valley Baseball League. Matt Cabral, I'm joined alongside Mike Bolger today. Mike, game 2 of technically a 2-game series here for the Tom Sox at JMU Field for this 2-game series against the Turks. You were here last night. They fell yesterday. They were short. What happened last night, Mike?
Well, last night it was a neck-and-neck battle through the first 2 innings, right? They kept going back and forth. It was tied 1 apiece, and then the pitching, the bullpen kind of collapsed. They were out there for a little too long, let up 3 runs, then 2 and 2, and then they jumped out to a huge 7-1 lead. They were able to fight back down 10-1, but the bats just weren't alive, Matt. And that's been a trend that we've been seeing to this Tom Sox team this past week. They've scored the fewest runs in a week this season. So the bats are definitely being quiet. The bullpen has been left out there a little too long at times, and that's what's led to a couple of losses, including one against Stanton on June 27th, and then obviously last night against Harrisonburg. Matt, this is a huge game tonight.
100% for this. This is the makeup game all the way back from June the 4th. This was supposed to be the first game of the season here at Eagle Field at JMU between these two teams, and right now the Turks have the season series. They're up 3-1 over these Tom Sox. Mike, what do the Tom Sox have to do tonight to get back in the win column against these Turks and edge that series closer to a tied score apiece?
Well, first it's going to come in the hands of guys like Johnny Lopez, Robbie Levy, Kobe Wallace, that last night a couple of them struggled to get on base. And not only that, when they had guys on base, they just left them on out there. There was 7 to 8 runners left in scoring position for the Tom Sox last night. They need to find a way to get them around. One of the runs was on an error. That's fine. You got to capitalize on the Harrisonburg Turks errors. And again, this is a team that doesn't make too many of them. So when they do make one, you gotta hone in on it.
And right now, we'll quickly set the defense for the home team, the Turks. Right now, we have on the mound for them is David Davia making his 3rd start of the season, his 3rd appearance. As his first pitch is going to be outside to the other batter's box for ball 1 to start today. And we got Hatcher over at first, Canizaro at 3rd for your middle infielders, Evans and Weringer. Delgado behind the plate, Katz in left, Pascal in center, Murdoch over in right. That is Ethan Murdoch. Here comes the next pitch from Davia. That one's going to be outside for ball 2. Leading off for the Tom Sox will be Dean Mijos. Mijos has really found a spot since joining this lineup, hitting .214 so far. We're getting the start in this leadoff spot. Here comes the 2-0 from the lefty. Fouled off and away for strike 1.
Yeah, for David Davila, so far he comes over from Florida State. He's a left-handed pitcher, 5'9", 176, but this guy can absolutely whip it around. He did not see any playing time this past season, but he graduated from Miami Springs Senior High School, where he was a preseason All-American.
Next pitch is inside for ball 3. Should be a 3-1 count to the leadoff hitter, Mijos. As Mike was just mentioning for Davia. 3 appearances, a 0 ERA, 3 innings, pitched 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 hits. He's been very sharp for these Turks over here in Harrisonburg. The 3-1. Outside for ball 4. That's going to get an early base runner on for the Tom Sox, as G.G. Jones and Matty Guthrie said in the pregame. A lot of guys got on base yesterday for the Tom Sox, but not a lot came around to score. So we'll see how they can adapt to today's lineup. Now we got Johnny Lopez standing in here for your Tom Sox, the second hitter of the evening, I should say. Hitting .303. The first pitch to the lefty is on the outside corner for a strike.
Yeah, Johnny Lopez participated in the home run derby for the Tom Sox on Saturday, able to get to the second round. Then last night went 0 of 5, flew out 3 times, ground out 1, struck out 1. So he's got to find a way to click back and get back to what he used to be in the beginning of the season.
Breaking ball pitch just upstairs for ball 1, as Mike just mentioned. The home run derby, usually in the big leagues in the MLB, fans will cry that will ruin your swing and kind of take your season off. But hopefully for our Johnny Lopez, that's not the case. The 1-1 swung on and missed, strike 2. Could be a 1-2 count early for Davia.
And Davia got him up high. Lopez liked it. Kind of rose up on him a little bit. Kind of an odd pitch there, and now lefty up in the count yet again.
1-2, Mijos over on first. Here comes the pitch from the lefty to the lefty. That's going to be a blooper, and it's going to be caught by the center fielder. It's Anthony Pascal coming in to make this catch, and that's the first out of the night for the Turks.
And here comes the hero of Friday night's game for the Tom Sox.
Very
Walked it
jealous,
off.
Mike. For the Tom Sox listeners, I was away from the team for a little bit. My cousin got married back over up in Red Bank, New Jersey, compared to down here. So I missed a little bit of Tom Sox action. I missed Robbie Levy's walk-off winner, who was the hero back at Seaville Weekly in their last home game. Mike, what was that night like for Levy?
Well, for Levy and for the entire team, it was a struggle through the first 8 innings. It was a 2-1 ball game. Nothing was really going their way. The bullpen was locked in, but the bats, again, were just quiet. Then Levy, on a 1-2 pitch, just went yard to right field. It was, the crack of the bat, you saw everybody stand up, cheer. Everybody knew that thing was already gone.
And if you got all the coverage on our social medias afterwards, so shout out to our social media teams. Got a great video of Levy rounding the bases. Nobody at CHS had a biggest smile on their face than the hero himself, Levy, with the 2-0 count now, facing Davia. And here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. There's the first strike of the at-bat.
Man, great breaking ball just outside. Got him the reach a little too far. And something that we've seen from a lot of pitchers start to develop their arsenal as we get the season going along. A lot of them come out of high school with just fastballs, changeups. That's it. Well, now they're starting to build their experiences and skills.
2-1, Mijos running. The throw from Delgado, and not going to be in time. Mijos in there safely gets under the tag.
Delgado, great pop-up off the pitch. I mean, that pitch was pretty fast, too, so it got to the plate in a hurry. Then Delgado threw it perfectly over to second base. Evans over there on shortstop just couldn't apply the tag. Nice shot by Mijos, working his leg around there, too. It was kind of weird how he shook it around the base to stay on.
That is Mijos' third stolen base of the season. It will now be a 3-1 count to Levy. Swung on a miss, strike 2. So Davia, after giving up that stolen base, gets Levy to bite, and now it'll be full here to one of the best hitters here for the Tom Sox lineup in number 30, Robbie Levy. Missed some time just for a little bit earlier after taking a pitch off the wrist. Back in the lineup, making a big impact, as Mike just mentioned. Here comes the full count. Got him swinging. It'll be second out, and that's a big one there for the Turks.
Not only for Robbie Levy, he's also behind home plate for the first time since coming back from the injury, Matt. It's mostly been Cale Strickland, then Jack McCullen has come in some of the time. But here we go. Another runner in scoring position. You have your two best, hottest hitters right now in Colby Wallace and Robbie Levy. One already goes down. What can the other do?
Colby Wallace, Mike to mention, in the box, hitting .341, 14 hits and 41 at-bats. 7 runs, has a double to the season, 7 RBIs. He's only struck out 9 times in his 41 at-bats. And for Wallace, the last action that I saw with these Tom Sox was him in the VBL prospect game just last week, where he had himself a good day out there. Mike and I were in attendance. That next pitch is upstairs for ball 1, so we got a 1-1 count.
Yeah, that double came last night when he got an RBI double in the third inning, batted around Robbie Levy, and then he also had a single, and he flew out and struck out. So a pretty good night for Colby Wallace last night.
Wallace, one of the few producers last night in the lineup. The 1-1 count. Davia upstairs for ball 2.
Yeah, he just missed the mark there. He kind of shaking at his head a little bit. Thought he could bring it down too much, but I think he just gripped the ball a little too hard.
Beautiful night here in Harrisonburg. 77 degrees here, just where first pitch was thrown not too long ago. Comes the 2-1. Fouled off and away, and Davia is 1 strike away from getting out of this one.
Yeah, it's been nice, man. I mean, you know, we both left before the heat wave for the weekend for the All-Star break, and then on Sunday, storm came through. It's been cool ever since. It's been great baseball weather here as we get into July out of all months. You know, you'd expect this one to get extremely hot, but nope, we're sitting back here chilling.
Here comes the 2-out, 2-2. Upstairs. And now that will be full, the second full count in a row for Davia. Got Levy to chase last time on the outside pitch, now working to the righty. We'll see what he does with number 24, my apologies, in the navy and lime green. And the 3-2. Be a chopper, be a tough play. Taking the first baseman over. Who's going to cover it? Wallace, and it'll be the second baseman. Werger, he's safe! And then the score is Mijos, and just like that, your Tom Sox take a 1-0 lead.
Wow. First of all, Wallace, 6'2". He amazing stride over there to first. He didn't give up on the play. Mijos knew that it was either going to be the end of the inning or a run, so he took off from second. No doubt about it. Rounded third, and he put his head down to get the run. Tom Sox take a 1-0 lead. Matt, this is the first time that they've led in the past 3 games first, or they've scored first the past 3 games.
Well, that's a big thing right there, Mike, as Wallace beats it out, and for that, it's just miscommunication between the second baseman Weringer and the pitcher Davia. Usually, on a play like that, your pitcher is breaking all the way through. Is that first pitch to Ferraro? Ferraro coming in here for the Tom Sox. Caden Ferraro from Pearland, Texas. 215, the lefty, 6'2", as we fouled off coming towards our booth, but off the protective netting. Be a 1-1 count and back to wall. It's just miscommunication there between Weringer and the pitcher Davia, and you know,
just a hustle from both runners too, Matt.
I mean, Mijos just had his head down, knew he was doing a mad dash home the minute he was gonna be called over there safe, and no one even knew how to clue that he was coming home. As there goes Wallace, and Ferraro in the air to left. That's gonna go just foul into the Turks bullpen, and it'll be a 1-2 count. Wallace did break on that pitch.
Cat's the left fielder ran into the wall. That ball was pretty, far foul, so I'm kind of shocked he ran over there for it, but Ogata even screamed at catcher. He was like, dude, it's out, it's out. Nope, he ran into the fence for it.
Caden Ferraro, the 1-2 pitch in his second game with the Tom Sox since last night, joining the team. They'll be outside for ball 2, 2-2. And in his first night with the team, 3 at-bats, had a hit, had a run, 2 walks.
Yeah, he was stranded twice on second base, once over on first. So he got on base, but again, just the stranding aspect of it for the Sox.
And that 2-2 pitch just got outside. So it'll be full with 2 outs. Wallace over there on first, so we'll be going on Davia's pitch. Caden Ferraro from Berlin College. 3-2, 2 outs, 1 guy on. Here's the full count pitch. Outside, ball 4. So the inning will continue for the Sox. And I just got to say to all the folks listening right here, Mike's the smart one, I'm not. I left my pencil back at where we stay, and I'm doing my book and pen, which is
I could have given you a pencil.
Do you have another pencil on you, Mike?
I think I do have another pencil,
Mike,
I'm pretty sure.
Please, I don't like doing my book and pen, and I'm already getting nervous that I'm going to mess up and scribble around. But for the Tom Sox, that's going to bring up Blausner now.
That's going to be his second appearance with the team, 1 of 3 last time.
And Blausner's going to line a blooper, but Weringer backpedals to it and will squeeze it away for the third out. For the Tom Sox, 1 hit, 1 run. They have a 1-0 lead here, and we'll be going into the bottom half of the first. We'll be right back here on Tom Sox TV. Stay tuned after the break. Back here at Eagle Field for the bottom half of the first inning. If you're just joining us a little late, Matt Cabral, Mike Bolger back on the broadcast tonight. Mike, you were here last night on the call with Dylan Price, correct?
Yes, sir.
And for that was the 10-4 win yesterday for the Turks. But right now it's your Tom Sox with the 1-0 lead. And on the mound for the Tom Sox, Palmer O'Byrne. Mike, what do we got on the old Palmer?
O'Byrne so far this season, 1-1. He's got a 5.53 ERA. He's pitched in 5 games. This will be his 3rd start of the season. Has 13 innings pitched and 9 strikeouts thus far.
setting the defense for your Tom Sox after this pitch. And Evans is going to line one, just getting through the second baseman Parham. And as Mike just mentioned, Jalen Evans, who had a great day yesterday at the plate, continues here, stays hot with a single.
Oh my gosh, a stellar night, Matt. He went 2 of 2. He walked 3 times, had 2 singles, scored twice. I mean, he was just in a mad dash around the diamond all night long. He got stranded a couple times on second base, but for the most part, he was one of the most underrated hitters of last night. And that's saying something with how much they had on the plate.
And up now for the Turks, Anthony Pascal, one of their best hitters. Pascal hitting .283 on the year. He's got 15 hits on the season. Does have a home run. Comes to 1-0 to O'Byrne. It's going to bounce away. Levy. Evans is going to nab second, standing up. And just like that, the Turks respond quickly with a runner in scoring position with their second batter up.
And that's Evans, his 3rd steal against the Tom Sox in the past 2 days. And for Pascal, he had that home run to left field. I mean, this is a very deep ballpark. I mean, Dylan, we're talking about it all night long. I mean, the way that ball carried out of here, Matt, I mean, there's just no chance for it.
And the 2-0 from O'Byrne is going to be a line drive. That's going to be fair and go all the way down to the wall. Evans is going to score standing up and headed over to second base. Standing up is going to be Pascal. And just like that, we have a tie game here in Harrisonburg. It's 1-1.
This is basically the Turks' MO. Whenever they fall behind, they answer immediately back with an offensive force we've hardly seen, especially with the Tom Sox. Tom Sox against other teams versus the Turks, I mean, it's night and day, and it's definitely the kryptonite of their season. What a hit, though, from Pascal. We were just talking about the home run. That one roped down the third base line, perfectly in the corner. Now here comes another very dangerous hitter.
So back-to-back hits for the Turks. As O'Byrne's first pitch to Chris Katz is in there for a ball. So it'll be ball 1 on the inside. And still haven't even set the defense yet for your Tom Sox. Robbie Levy behind the plate. O'Byrne on the mound. Caden Ferraro over at first. Cooper Blauser over at third. Ryan Wynn at short. Nick Parham at second. Dean Mijos in left. Johnny Lopez in center. Jake Books in right. It's be fair play over to first from Blauser over to Ferraro. And it's going to be an out, but the runner will move up as everyone froze for a second, thought that hit Katz in the box.
It was an extremely weird hit at that, Matt. I mean, that one just kind of blooped down the third base line just a little bit. I'd have to say 10 feet in front of the plate. And then it looked like it was just going to roll foul and then stayed right there on this turf field, the Eagle Field. And then, I mean, Katz, the hustle down first base, beat Blauser's throw. Now there's runners in the corners.
Now O'Byrne with a little bit of a jam here. No, so the runner's not out over at first. He was safe off the bag.
Yeah. Insane hustle there.
It looked like it was enough to throw the runner out, but just like that, it will be an infield single for 3 straight hits.
Now Adam Dolphinmeyer is going to come on out and talk to his pitcher, telling him, hey, listen, we just need to calm down here, focus on the batter, let's get the easy out. If they can turn 2 and sacrifice a run, it is what it is. You have to get 2. You got to get something moving here in this inning. No outs. And again, this Turks offense already clicking early with 3 hits. It's a dangerous recipe here for the Sox.
And as the home plate umpire will go walk over to Dolphinmeyer to say, up, time's up.
And Matt, I didn't even really talk about Katz, but Katz has to be like one of my favorite players on this Turks team. His swing is so powerful. It is just unbelievable. Big reason why he's hitting a 325 on the season. He has 83 at-bats this year. That leads the team, that leads the Sox, that leads the Turks, that leads everybody around the entire BBL.
Well, he does have a buddy on the Turks. Cameron Harris actually has 1 more at bat than him on the year. Like, 1 more. Well, technically
it got
now,
updated.
technically, well, no, not updates because Harris is not in the lineup today. So now he's
now
tied
he
with
does.
Harris.
He's got a tie, so he'll
now
get
they're
more.
both
later
tied at
tonight.
84 as that first pitch to Luke Catcher is going to be a ball, 1-0.
I wrote that down yesterday before the game, so he must have gotten a couple more than him.
Luke Catcher, another dangerous hitter for these Turks, hitting .393 on the year. Now be fouled and away, a 1-1 count. 24 hits in his 61 at-bats, has 22 RBIs. He's been dominating the scoring side for the Turks offense. The 1-1 pitch is just a bit upstairs. It'll be a 2-1 count.
He's number 1 in the South VBL in batting average this year with 393, as you said. Next best person is at a 348, which is John Howard.
2-1 will be fouled off over the right field of bleachers. Should I say first base side bleachers? Towards the concession stands here at Eagle Field at JMU. Just a beautiful day here in Harrisonburg, as I mentioned. But now we got a 2-2 count. O'Byrne, runners in the corner with no outs. The pitch from the big lefty. And Hatcher stays on that one again. Fouled off to the same side.
Staying alive in that 2-2, as you said, Matt, running up this pitch count. We normally see Tom Sox starters go about 3 innings and then maybe a third after that. But these past 2 games, it just seems like they've been knocking off some of these pitchers pretty early.
Here comes the 2-2. Now that's just up. And now we got a full count. O'Byrne's first.
Thomas Whalen got the start yesterday. He had a pretty good starting 3, but then it was that 4th that really took him out.
Full count pitch. Oh, tried to challenge him there after 3 straight fastballs with the breaking pitch, and that one just fouled off to the left side. So they'll do it again. On deck would be Canizaro, the third baseman. He's also having another good year. And here comes the full count pitch again from O'Byrne. Here comes the pitch, 12. It's going to hit a line drive. That's going to get through. That's going to be a base hit. And now we'll score Pascal. And the Turks have a 2-1 lead here with no one out. Runners on second and first.
I mean, both the corners, first baseman and third baseman, had to guard the bags with runners on the corner, so that left a wide open gap in the infield, and then he takes advantage of that, advances runner over to second now. And I mean, just this top 4, even 5, 3 of them batting above 300, 1 almost at 300, and then Jalen Evans just an absolute demon on the base pad. So it's maybe one of the most underrated batting orders in this entire VBL. I mean, they did have that losing streak halfway through this season so far, but
that's going to be a 5th straight hit for the Turks, and that's going to get all the way to the gap and roll all the way. Johnny Lopez can't glove it. Here comes Katz. Hatcher getting the send. No throw from Ryan Whitten. The Turks lead it 4-0. A bases clearing double for Canizaro.
I mean, here it is, Matt. We were just talking about it. The offense is probably the most underrated and dangerous in the VBL. They came off that losing streak. They've won 5 straight, and they're looking for their 6th here. It's the early starts that get the Turks up, and we talk about what they've done here at James Madison University. Beat the Tom Sox 10-1. Beat them last night 10-4. I mean, it's the offensive production that gets this team the wins that they need.
Now, that's going to be a strike. There you go. The scoreboard just updated. I was going to say it's not a 3-1 game. Scoreboard operator. It is now 4-1. So that's 5 straight hits, 4 runners coming around. No out yet recorded by O'Byrne. There's another strike. So challenges Ethan Murdoch with back-to-back breaking pitches, and it'll be an 0-2 count, trying to get that first out of the night.
Yeah, that's the craziest part about this, Matt, is that we don't even have an out yet in this inning. So there's nothing going for this Tom Sox defense right now.
And the 0-2 pitch just missed inside. O'Byrne tried to catch Murdoch looking, but didn't get him to bite on that one.
Robbie Levy behind home plate, shaking his head, thought he framed it well.
It'll be 1-2, and O'Byrne deals. That's going to be in the air to left, well hit, but that's going to go way foul, as that had me and Mike both turning our heads. I think that one went all the way to the back parking lot.
I made this joke with Dylan last night. That's like the perfect golf hit, but then it slices left, and you just know if it kept going, that would have been an absolute, I mean, just a gem of a hit. My goodness, Ethan Murdoch.
The 1-2 to Murdoch again. O'Byrne deals. Tried to go outside with it, but it's shaken off by the home plate umpire. It'll be 2-2.
Matt might have been a little low, a little outside by a millimeter at that. It was a close call.
So now with the 2-2. There's be a fly ball in here to center. Lopez under it, tracking it. Looks like it's going to be the first out. Squeezes it away, and there it is. The first out retired by O'Byrne. And there'll be Delgado, the catcher, coming up.
Delgado 2 of 4 last night, had 2 singles. Was able to score on one, stranded on third for another, but it was this bottom of the lineup that really clicked in between the 4th and 6th innings that got the Turks the massive 10-1 lead. That again the Sox tried to battle back with, or 8-1, excuse me. Sox tried to battle back, but it just wasn't enough.
And it took 6 batters here for the Tom Sox to get their first guy out. Now it's Matthew Delgado, as we just mentioned, hitting .278 on the year, 10 hits in his 36 at bats. Does have a home run to the season. The 1-0 pitch. That's going to be in the air to left. But under it is Mijos. Squares that away. And here comes a tag going over to third, but there will be no throw. I don't know if Dean Mijos didn't see the late tag there by Canizaro, but he was able to catch him sleeping. And by the time Ryan Wynn turned around, he was already standing over at third.
I have to say where he caught was about 300 feet from home plate, so it was pretty deep enough that he could tag up and go. Mijos just didn't think he would. He thought he would catch him off guard, and he does, and then Ryan Wynn tried grounding it as fast as he could, but by the time he did, Canizaro was already over on third.
It's Cameron Nelson now up. He'll take a strike from the umpire. So just like that for O'Byrne, gets the last 2 guys to fly out, trying to get himself out of this inning. Only down 3. There's a lot of baseball left in this one. Too much, if anything. That one's will be outside. It'll be a 1-1 count.
It's right about where we were at, Matt. I mean, last night, after 1-1 in the first 2, the Sox went down 5-1 in the third. So it's right where you can, again, strike back, but it's just how has this offense been able to respond?
Cam Nelson, the DH tonight for the Turks, hitting .207 on the year, has a 0 ERA, so a dual-side player. Pitches for the Turks, hits for them. In the lineup, .207, 6 hits in his 29 at-bats. Comes to 2-1, and that's going to be in the air to left. Under it is Mijos, and he is going to squeeze it away to retire the side. But for the Turks, 5 hits, 4 runs. Be a 4-1 lead here at the end of 1. We'll be right back here on Tom Sox TV. Stay tuned after the break.
Yep.
Back here on Tom Sox TV for the top half of the second. Once again, if you're just joining us late, Matt Cabral, Mike Bulger on this call. If you just missed that bottom half of the first for the home team Turks, 4 runs off 5 straight hits off Palmer O'Byrne. And Mike, I mean, I don't want to say it yet, there's a lot of ball, but a little bit of an early comfortable lead.
Absolutely, and that's what the Turks offense has been able to give their pitcher on the mound, some comfortability, right? That's exactly what you want as a starting pitcher. It's like, okay, can you guys give me some room to work here? I can maybe let up 1, maybe 2, but I can really dig into what I'm able to do, especially during summer ball, expand their skills. So for David on the mound, got your early lead. Now, again, for the Sox, can you find a way to muster up just something here and respond and keep the game as close as possible?
Up now to lead off the top half of the second is Jake Book's 3-1 count from David Davia on the mound for the Turks. 310 this summer so far for Books. 9 hits in his 29 at-bats. That's going to be a 3-2, 3-1 pitch. It's going to be in the air, but that's going to foul just a bit over to third base bleachers. It's going to be a full count now to Books.
Yeah, from Coastal Carolina, one of 2 that came over. We got a couple pairings that came over. Wolford, Coastal Carolina, ECU, and he's been a pretty good addition here. He's had his moments and able to help the Tom Sox continue their championship aspirations.
The 3-2 pitch is going to be another foul ball liner.
Man, just late on that one. He knows it too. If he timed that one upright, would have been the Tom Sox second hit of the evening.
Books from Royersford, Pennsylvania. That's more like the King of Prussia, almost Philly side of PA. So shout out to Pennsylvania there, me and Mike, Penn Staters. 3-2 pitch upstairs for ball 4, almost hit Books. As he'll toss his bat and trolley over there to first. Trolley, I haven't said that one yet on the broadcast this year, Mike. I got excited myself. And it'd be the speedy Ryan Wynn now up.
Ryan Wynn the past 7 days, 2 of 6. He's walked twice, struck out twice, but more importantly, he's been able to get on base so far this season, been able on base and then work it.
Wynn with its drive in the air to center field. Back is Pascal, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. In the score is going to be Books. He's going to get the wave, and here comes the throw home from Evans, and he'll slide in there safely. It'll be a Ryan Wynn RBI double all the way to the left center field gap.
Man, what a drive out to center field. It's 400 dead center, and Wynn got all of it. Pascal had to basically trot on back for a little bit and then misread it, so then he had to sprint all the way. It basically was like a wide receiver. He had to turn over his shoulder to look for it. It was way out of his reach, and then the speed from him got him to second. Books from first to home. And there you go. That's what the Sox needed. They needed something, just a little, bit of momentum, right, Matt, to match the Turks.
And the first pitch to Nick Parham's going to be outside for ball 1 as Mike almost gave that football wide receiver breakdown, as Mike does like to talk about football.
Just a little bit.
Now with the 1-0 count to Parham. Did he go? Home plate umpire is going to say he did go around to be a 1-1 count. And for the Sox, now a 4-2 game, trailing by 2. You got another runner there over on second base, no out. So try to get a home win, and you got a brand new ball game. The 1-1 outside, ball 2.
Yeah, as we head to the bottom, then up right back up to the top of Dean Mijos. So it's a great spot right now for the away team to do some damage.
That's going to be a strike to Parham. It'll be 2-2. Nick Parham hitting just under 200. Does have 6 hits this season in his 32 at-bats. Does walk a lot. He's drawn 8 walks. Has 4 RBIs. And that's going to be another one, and there'll be another full count. The second of the inning for Davia. Walked the Books, ended up coming around to score on that win double. Now the 3-2 count to Parham, the ECU player. And Parham's in a lineman all the way foul, but that one got out of here in a hurry, Mike.
Absolutely. And for Parham, he had a little bit of a rough start when he came to Charlottesville, but he settled right in the past week. He's gone another 2 of 6 for him in 2 games played, so he's been able to generate some hits for this lineup.
Full count pitch gets him swinging, and that's a big out there for David Davia. Now bring back up the top of the order for Dean Mijos.
Yeah, here we go. Mijos, you got to find a way to just advance win. Even if you can trade it for an out, it's something to close this game.
Coastal Carolina, left fielder,
Dean Mijos, the Coastal Carolina student. Walked in his first at-bat, came all the way to score on that Wallace chopper. Scored the first run of the game for that early Tom Sox 1-0 lead. Since then, the Turks answered with 4 of their own in the bottom half of the first. And just like that in this top half of the second, the Tom Sox response. We have a 4-2 game, 1 out. Win over on second base. That's going to be a foul ball all the way down the line. Come back in the fair territory, but it'll be a quick 0-2 count to Dean Mijos.
Oh, man, Ryan Wynn knew if that just stayed fair, he just kind of gave the little head nod like, man, I would have been home for another run, and we would have only been down by 1 right here in the second.
The sun is a bit of a problem for that right side. First baseman Luke Hatcher got his glove up trying to block the sun. So that right side is a little bit affected. The 0-2, breaking ball just upstairs. Curveball Tried to get Mijos, but left it in the hands of the umpire, and he's going to say that was just a bit up. Be 1-2. And the lefty Davia delivers. Curveball again got him looking. So back-to-back strikeouts for Davia after suffering that run. Just like that, 2 outs. Johnny Lopez back up.
Just a disgusting off-speed pitch. Drops right in there for the strike zone. And now Mijos has to head on back. He's talking to Scott Strickland, kind of telling him what he saw during that at-bat. Just try to help him out.
Be Johnny Lopez back up. Who flew out to the center fielder Pascal last time up. Fake bunts with 2 outs, but that'll be in there for a strike. Now for the Tom Sox, it's just any way you can get on at this point with 2 outs. Lopez would love to bring in his friend Ryan Wynn over there at second base. Lopez hitting .303. He's had a really good year so far for the Tom Sox. 3 home runs, 15 RBIs on 23 hits. He scored 20 times for this team. He also has 7 stolen bases. He was a part of our Tom Sox Weekly, the 2nd edition. I was able to sit down with him and talk to him about as a 1-1 pitch will be swung on a missed strike 2 to Lopez. But for Lopez, just being a JUCO player, coming up here to play with Charlottesville, play with other players, D1, D2 programs, just learn a lot being from Florida, playing year-round. So if you haven't heard that, go check out our Tom Sox Weekly, our 2nd edition, for my sit-down interview with Johnny. But here comes the 1-2 to him, and he's going to strike out, swing into 3 straight strikeouts for Davia. Gets him out of that early jam, and it'll be a 4-2 lead going into the bottom half of the 2nd. But we're going to take a break here on Tom Sox TV. Stick around. Welcome back to Eagle Field for the 4-2 score. The hometown team, the Turks, are up 4-2 over your Tom Sox. In the bat now is the 9-hitter Brett Weringer. Still on the mound, Palmer O'Byrne in a 4-2 game. And that first pitch to Weringer is upstairs for ball 1.
Weringer so far this season, 194, 7 hits on 36. But last night he went 0-2, was able to walk and score in the 6th. So he was in for his first hit against the Tom Sox.
Now with the 1-1 count, Weringer trying to get on anyway and try to get the Turks' response, as what Mike and I have been alluding to so far early in this broadcast, that usually when these two teams play, it's a game of cat and mouse. One team will score, then the other will. So don't think the offensive explosion is done yet after a quick 4-2, 2 and a third, or an inning and a third. I guess you would say, or an inning and a half, Mike. That's the real term for it, of scoring. And there it is. Got him looking. Palmer O'Byrne will get his first strikeout of the night.
That's huge for him to set up this 2nd inning, just getting out underneath your belt as you head to the top of this lineup yet again. It's a dangerous one. Just trust your judgment on how to handle him. I mean, Jalen Evans is possibly one of the hottest players right now on this Turks lineup.
Probably, and definitely one of the hottest players on the field, if anything, Mike. It's been really good for the Turks recently. Fake bunt, pulls it away, and now we'll be tipping it in there for a strike. Didn't pull it back quick enough, but that definitely would have been a ball. For O'Byrne, the native from Cutchogue, New York, over in my neck of the woods on Long Island. From the State College of Florida, Manatee, Sarasota. The 0-1. That's going to be a liner right to Parham at second base. So kind of a carbon copy there for Evans, where he got his first base hit, was able to get it past the diving Parham that time. Kept it in the air for too long, and Parham made a nice play.
Yeah, his first hit went lining over him, and then the second hit just a little too shallow here, but bringing up Anthony Pascal. Talked a lot about what he's been able to do and what these next 3 batters are going to be able to do. So it's no easy final out here in the second for Palmer O'Byrne.
Anthony Pascal stepping back in here. First pitch will be a ball. Walks up to Butterfly Effect by Travis Scott. So although he is the visiting player, for me, I'll give him an approval for his walk-up song, Mike.
There you go.
Well, we're the visiting team, but you know what I meant.
Yep.
Not our Tom Sox. That'll be fouled off for a 1-1 count.
Palmer O'Byrne, in his past college year, he had 14 appearances, went 5-1, had 53 2 1/3 innings pitched. I mean, I got a lot of experience, and with that, he had 66 strikeouts.
The 1-1 just upstairs for ball 2. 2-1 now to Pascal, who doubled his last time up, plating Evans, who scored that first run of the game, tying the game back in the bottom half of the first. And that one's up, and it'll be 3-1. It's 3-1. O'Byrne trying to get this out any way he can. And here it is, a hitter's count. And I'll be low and away, ball 4. So Pascal on base for his second at-bat in a row. And he'll trot over the first.
And here it is, the Turks staying alive. This final out is not going to be easy for anybody on the playing field right now, especially with Chris Katz coming up. I mean, every time I see this guy warming up on deck and then walking up to the plate, the power on his swing, it's insane.
The Wake Forest player from Raleigh, North Carolina. And it'll be a pickoff attempt. O'Byrne over there to Pascal, but got back there way too easily.
Yeah, he knows he's not going to be able to catch Pascal over there on first. That's just kind of throwing off Katz's rhythm here to kick off the at-bat.
And Pascal is most likely going to go. There he goes right now, as I just took the words out of my mouth, and he'll be in there safely for another stolen base on the year. That's now his 5th for the Turks. And just like that, Mike, they're back in business in scoring position with 2 outs.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, you weren't catching him on first, and you're not going to catch him over there on second base. And now Turks got a runner in scoring position, the most dangerous bat in the lineup coming on up. I mean, here we go. Turks able to put one on the board here.
Katz will foul one back for the 1-1 count. Chris Katz looking for his 23rd RBI, and that could be Anthony Pascal with the Duck sitting over there at second base on the pond.
Man, Katz knew it too. He's just right behind and too far underneath of it. He almost actually swung out of his helmet a little bit, had to readjust it.
The rising senior for the Demon Deacons. And the 1-1, O'Byrne deals, and that's going to get through the hole, a base hit, and here comes Pascal with his speed, and he's going to score standing up. So just like that, Katz will find the hole again, and just like that, it'll be another 5-2 lead for the Turks.
That one's just so tough for Palmer O'Byrne. You had him right where you wanted him in a 1-1 count. Could get him to chase a little bit, but Katz just got a great jump on the pitch. And, I mean, Ferrero was too far over there on first base to even try to make a play. So,
and this team loves carbon copies, Mike. We saw it with Jalen Evans. We just saw it there with Katz again, finding that hole in between Parham and Ferraro. Now here's Luke Hatcher. The curveball first pitch is in there for a strike on the outside.
Great pitch there, but for the Turks, I mean, you just erased what the Sox just did in the top of the second inning. I mean, kicking off with a great one, and then they strand a runner on second. So any efforts that they got, it's done.
And there'll be a ball that will get behind Robbie Levy. It's going to be a pass ball in the book, not a wild pitch, as Levy did get some leather on it, but it did sail away, so easily will be Chris Katz walking over the second base with 2 outs. So the Turks are still in business to score more. We got 2 outs. We got the 1-1 count to Hatcher. And the 1-1. And Hatcher in the air to center field. Lopez back, but he is under it, making the grab. And that's going to retire the side. But for the Turks, 1 run on 1 hit. And they'll have a 5-2 lead going into the top of the third. We'll be right back here on Tom Sox TV after the message. 5-2 your score here from Eagle Field on the JMU campus between the Tom Sox and the Turks. The Turks, the home team, with the 5-2 lead. And now standing in for the top of the third to lead off for the Sox will be Robbie Levy. Went down swinging his last time up. David DeVilla still on the mound with this 5-2 lead. His first pitch be just downstairs for ball one.
Robbie Davis is coming back. Has definitely been one of the aces of this Tom Sox lineup after seeing a lot of change. I mean, Tommy Roldan and Cade Ballew's season being now over with the Sox and their summer's done. Then you get rotated, a couple guys rotated, so it's nice to have some, solid and, familiar faces for the Sox lineup, and Robbie Levy's been that.
2-0 pitch to Levy, and he's going to line one, and that's going to be caught by Pascal. What a catch by the center fielder of the Turks.
Man, putting his body on the line, Matt.
As I say, off to naked eye, it looked like that was going to get down for a hit.
My goodness, it's no easy thing, too, with this turf field. I know he's definitely feeling that one. Looks like he landed on his right elbow there for a second. But,
the umpires have decided that that ball was dropped, so he did not catch it. It was not corralled. So just like that, it'll be a leadoff single for Levy.
yeah, we thought he got it. He got his glove underneath of it.
And now Colby Wallace is going to line one to the shortstop, Evans. The jump throw to first is not in time. Wallace beats it out off the bag. The first baseman, Hatcher.
Oh, my goodness, Matt. Two almost great plays by this Turks infield, field in general. You had the diving play in center field, then you had the Derek Jeter throw by Wynn over there on shortstop.
I mean, Mike, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, but both of those plays didn't even count.
Yep. No, it was just so close. And
Flashy plays for the Turks, but unfortunately for them, the Tom Sox had the first two base runners on with back-to-back hits. So 2 singles in a row for the Tom Sox, making some noise. Ferraro back in. And his first pitch is going to be in there for a strike on the curveball. Ferraro walked his last at-bat. For Davia, as a pitcher, you think your infield and your outfield are making 2 big plays for you, and just like that, you've fallen behind with 2 guys on. With the 5, 6, 7 guys coming up, that will be ball 2 to Ferraro. Davia looking at his signs from Delgado. And here's the pitch. It's be a double play ball. Flipped over to second for 1. On the first, not in time. The ball takes Hatcher's glove off of his hand, so he's unable to scoop the double play, so we'll go into the book as a 6-4 fielder's choice, and they'll get the out over at second.
yeah, that was a really odd play, Matt. I mean, he basically tried to reach out for it and swipe it off the ground because it dribbled off the turf, and then he flung his glove at it, but luckily the glove was able to bat the ball down. And also, Ferrero's helmet came off, so we had a bunch of equipment just flying all over the place over on first base.
It's looking like a yard sale out here, Mike. But now standing in will be Blauser, who popped out to the second baseman his last time up. First pitch in there for a strike. So we Levy over at third. Ferraro safe on the fielder's choice at first. Now for Cooper Blauser, a chance to find his second RBI with the team. Did have one in the 3-2 win over the Generals. That was the only other RBI besides the Levy game-winning walk-off 2-run shot. Blauser playing his first away game with the team from Jacksonville State University. The rising junior from Johns Creek, Georgia. Take a strike there, it'll be 1-2.
Yeah, one of a couple guys from Texas there, Matt. Long way from home.
Now with the 1-2 count, see if Davia will get a big out here. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 on the curveball. That's a big strikeout for Davia. He'll record his 5th of the night against this Tom Sox lineup. And just like that, Mike, the rally's kind of being killed here with 2 outs.
Yeah, not over yet with, a 2-out situation. But as you said, once when he finds his rhythm on the mound, he just grabs 1 out. He's able to turn it for 2, and we saw that in the second. We're seeing it here in the third.
Big lead over there at first is And there's going to be a delayed steal going over to second base, and he'll be in there safely for Ferraro.
They got away from Delgado there for half a second, it seemed like, and Ferraro was just like, whatever, taking off.
And that will be his first stolen base of the summer. Now unoccupies first base, so takes away the first or second option. They have to go to one with it. The 1-0 on the outside corner for a strike. 1-1 now to Books. Scored the last run for this Tom Sox team back in the top half of the second base. Got walked and then scored by the man who's up on deck, the Ryan Wynn double to center. The 1-1. Same pitch, carbon copy is in there for a strike. It'll be 1-2.
Yeah, just able to grab that bottom right corner of the strike zone away from Books, the lefty. So trying to give him the chase a little bit, but then able just to paint it perfectly.
Davia one strike away from getting out of his second jam in many innings. Tried to go with the same exact pitch, but that would be way too outside. Now be living up with twos on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Tom Sox have 2 runs scored in this game in the 5-2 score, and here's the next pitch. Fouled off to the net.
Put your hands up, Matt.
Mike, I always get ready. You never know if these safety innings will be ready to be botched, and you got to make a play ourselves, you know? In baseball, everyone's ready to make a play, even all the fans in the stands. And now the dude again, the 2-2-2. And here's the pitch. Fouled off again to the left side now. So
Yeah.
Book's just fighting alive.
What a crowd it's been. I mean, last night we had a pretty nice outing here at JMU, but now tonight, definitely the stands have packed more. Wonder what the attendance is.
The lefty gets his sign again from Delgado. The 2-2 again. Upstairs for ball 3. It'll be a full count. But no one's over there at first, so Books can be placed on by a walk, which would load the bases for Ryan Wynn. Some movement from both teams' bullpen. Just got guys warming and stretching up in this 5-2 game. We'll get you all that information when we get it. Now Books is going to line one into the gap. That's going to get down and go all the way. In the score is Levy. In the score is Ferraro. Holding at first with the single satisfied is Jake Books. And just like that, the Tom Sox cut the lead. It's 5-4 now.
Jake Books giving the Turks a little bit of their own medicine, hitting a liner right to that right field gap. And, man, what a hit, what a way. It looks like we're going to get a mound visit here. Not sure if they'll pull him. It looks like, oh, yeah, they will.
So, Bob Weiss's staff going to the bullpen early on after 2 innings and 2/3 for his starter. And we'll be right back with that pitching change when we get that information. You're listening to Tom Sox TV. Stick around. And we were just told that we are not having a pitching change, so it looked like there was the motion and someone was getting ready to come out, but the Turks are going to stay. With Davia here, they're trusting him to get out of the jam. Last time he faced Ryan Wynn in that top of the second, Wynn sent the ball almost 375 feet to center field for a double. 5-4 game. The first pitch to Wynn is breaking in there for a strike. Mike's just besides himself right now that he didn't call the pitch and change after there was a first early motion. Wynn bites on that breaking pitch. It'd be an early 0-2 count to number 2.
Well, even bigger oddity here, Matt. There's a number 50 in the bullpen warming up. There's not a 50 on the roster. So, not exactly too sure what's going on there.
Wynn's going to send one to left, and that's going to be down for a base hit. Book stops at second base. Ryan Wynn, 2 for 2 on the day. Picks up his second hit in this contest.
Great hit there from Wynn, just able to get out in front of it enough, and then lines it right before Katz can make any sort of play on it. And the Sox continuing this 3rd inning.
3 straight singles. Well, not straight, but 3 singles in this inning for your Tom Sox. 2 runs plated now. Now Nick Parham trying to continue the 3rd inning party here. First pitch over that outside corner for a strike. Davia went with the fastball on that first pitch to Parham after throwing a lot of curveballs and breaking pitches to his recent batters. The 0-1. There's the breaking pitch. Got some swinging. And now it's an early 0-2 to Parham.
Looks like Peyton Waters is warming up with number 50 over there. So, again, not too sure who our faceless guy is, but
0-2. Parham thought about biting, but holds up. Doesn't even check his swing. Had a little bit of emotion with his elbow, but now it'll be 1-2 here. To early tying run. Books over at second base. Ryan went at first. 1-2, 2 outs in a 5-4 game. The pitch from Davia on the turf bounced. I almost said in the dirt, Mike, but got to remember where we're playing. We got a turf field everywhere.
well, it's weird. When we went up to Liberty, the mound was dirt, the field was turf. Now here it's all turf, and everywhere else it's just dirt. So
A lot of pitchers choose to keep those clay dirt mounds regardless on turf fields. The 2-2. On the outside corner, gets him swinging, looking. But Davia gives up 2 runs, but gets out of that jam. The Turks still lead it 5-4 here. The Tom Sox 2 runs on 3 hits. And just like that, we have a brand new ball game, 5-4. We'll be right back, sending this to the bottom half of the third here on Tom Sox TV. Bringing you back to the bottom half of the third here on Tom Sox TV. If you are just joining us recently, Matt Cabral, Mike Bulger here from Eagle Field at JMU in Harrisonburg, Virginia, where the Turks have a 5-4 lead here. Palmer O'Byrne back on the mound for the third inning of work. His first pitch to Luke Catchers and down and away for ball 1.
yeah, and just kind of looking at the history of these two teams, they faced each other 5 times now. This one, the closest one since their first meeting.
Hatcher in the air to left, but coming in is Mijos. Puts the glove on that one for the first out of the inning. So 2 pitches and a big out there for Palmer O'Byrne, who, Mike, honestly, even after giving up that run in the second, looks very calm now on the mound, knowing that his offense has gotten him back.
Yeah, he's erased that first inning off of his mind. The second, it's fine. You just let up 1, but now the third, he's got to find a way to end the inning cleanly, right? That's what we were talking about last one with 1 out on the board left. I mean, this Turks offense does not back down.
So after a Canizaro fly out to left, retired, it'll be Ethan Murdoch coming back in. Flew out to Johnny Lopez deep in the center field his first time up. It'll be a 1-1 count to Murdoch.
Quick update on the bullpens, too. Number 27, Hudson Rowan, was warming up for the Turks, but now he sat down. So not sure if we'll see David or not in the 4th.
Villa has been dealing, despite giving up 4 runs, has 6 strikeouts so far. 3 Tom Sox looking. So keep an eye if he comes back out here. How much more will he deal? Comes to 2-1. That's down the middle for a strike. It'll be 2s now on the board. O'Byrne just looks so settled in now in a 1-run game. And the lefty in his windup. And he sets the deal. Fouled off to the Turks dugout, and Bob Weiss, their coach, does a little shimmy shake to get away from that one over there at third base. Weiss, the longtime tenured coach of these Turks. He's been with them for a very long time, and here comes the 2-2 again. Outside for ball 3. Up and out. This will be a full count.
Yeah, he's even got a banner outside on that first baseline behind the bleachers. That just tells you what he's done for this organization.
And the full count pitch to Murdoch is going to be a blooped in the air to center, and that's going to fall down for a single in between Wynn, the shortstop, and Lopez running out for it, but Murdoch's blooper is able to find field. That's his first hit of the night.
Yeah, that leaves only 3 more guys that don't have a hit yet on the night. It's the next 3 guys, the bottom of the lineup, that's been pretty quiet here for Harrisonburg. So if they can get going here and, again, continue to match what's been a heavy run offensive game, Matt, we've got a good one on our hands.
For the Tom Sox, we got a righty warming up in the bullpen right now. Can't see who that is from our vantage point. And the pickoff attempt to Murdoch over there at first. Not nearly in time, just a little chase back over there.
I always feel bad for the away team. They're always tucked in that far right corner, and then the Turks have this left one here that they got a bench. They got everything out there. So
First pitch to Matt Delgado outside for a ball. It would be 1-0 to him now.
I mean, all the away team's bullpen has is just a screen, Matt. That's all they got. they're just kind of out there.
Usually me and Mike would have our binoculars on the scene, but don't have that tonight, unfortunately, on this away broadcast. So, you know what? We got to tell someone on the next away broadcast to pack those for us, because it'd be helpful right now to see who's throwing there for your Tom Sox.
It's like if a player leaves his sunglasses at home, it's like, oh, man.
The 1-0, and this could be a double play ball. Just gets over O'Byrne's head. They're going to have to go to first with it. And that'll be Nick Parham retiring the batter. So Murdoch over the second base on the 4-3 putout. Just got over the head of O'Byrne and had to come in fastly was Parham. So 4-3 for the first half, but now you got Murdoch in position to score there at second base. As Mike mentioned, this bottom half of the order still hitless. Be Cam Nelson back up, who flew out to left his last time up back in the first.
Last night there was only 3 batters for this Harrisonburg team that did not record a hit, but they at least got on base. This bottom of the lineup has not yet.
Curveball in there for a strike to Nelson. 0-1 now. On deck, Brett Weringer. And the 0-1. Ground ball to Ferraro. Easily picks it up. Steps on the base to retire the side, but the Turks will leave a guy stranded. And just like that, it's still a 5-4 game. We're going to the top half of the fourth here on Tom Sox TV. Stick around. Mike will be taking us on the play-by-play route for the next few innings here on Tom Sox TV. Back here on Tom Sox TV, top half of the fourth. Matt Cabral, Mike Bolger still with you. Unfortunately, Mike will not be taking the play-by-play reins yet. I toss it over to him a little too early, Mike. I got excited to hear you.
Not yet. Almost scared me there, Matt, for a second. I was like, wait, what? It's already the 5th?
But just like that, first pitch to Mijos is in there for a strike, leading off this top half of the fourth. Mijos 1 for 2, actually 0 for 1 technically in the book. Walked his first time up, came around the score with a stolen base. Struck out looking his second time up. And for Davia back on there, 6 total strikeouts with this Tom Sox lineup.
Yeah, we were just talking about during the break, the Turks bullpen playing some mind games. Nobody is warming up right now, so they're trusting David Davila to keep going.
Davia's 2-0 pitches in their first strike, so it'll be 2-1 to Mijos now. And the next pitch is up for ball 3. This will be an early 3-1 count to Mijos here. Johnny Lopez up on deck, taking his practice cuts. 3-1 in the dirt for ball 4. So Mijos on base, second time via walk. And we'll see if Randy Tomlin will get those legs churning. Try to get another stolen base with him out there.
Yeah, one of the more aggressive coaches in the VBL. And look, he's backpedaling. He's looking at the bullpen now for the Turks. He's still staring it down, seeing who's warming up. He's also trying to keep track of what's going on there. And for Mijos, it's pretty big as Delgado goes up to the mound for a visit. It's big getting him on. Now he's just got to also find his way out onto second base.
Now it's Johnny Lopez standing in here. First pitch to Lopez. Outside for ball 1. Lopez flown out to left. Center, my apologies, and struck out back in the second. So 0-2 on the day. Would like to get his first hit of the night. That one's in there for a strike. It'd be 1-1. Mijos takes a lead over at first. No outs. Levy on deck, but Lopez is going to sky one in the air in the infield. Evans under it, the shortstop calling it. And it's 2 hands on it. Will retire Lopez for the first out of the inning.
Man, that thing hung up there forever, man. It just didn't seem to want to come on down. But, hey, there's 1 out there for the Turks. Again, keeping Mijos on first is extremely important. Now, here we go with Levy, but now we're going to get a chat here with Scott Strickland and Robbie Levy. So a quick batter's timeout.
Strickland trying to tell Levy what the lefties have been seeing from the lefty itself. These lefty-on-lefty matchups really tough for the ones in the box compared to the ones on the mound. Usually the lefty pitchers love these at-bats, knowing that you can't really see sometimes where it's coming from that vantage point from the right side of the box as the hitter.
And you know, Matt, one of the coolest aspects of getting here early as media and seeing like batting practice and stuff like that is seeing Scott Strickland work with a lot of these guys. It's really cool seeing him throw it out and then also take him aside and say, here's what you got to do differently with this. Here's what we need to see you from this today. So him helping this team improve has been a huge reason why they lead the VBL South and the VBL.
0-1 to Levy. That first pitch was just in there for a strike. And here's the next pitch from Davia. Be a ball 1 now, 1-1, as Mike just mentioned. That scouting report really does go a long way, so we'll see if Strickland's advice to Levy will help him out for the rest of this at-bat. Mijos still over there at first, being protected by Hatcher. The pitch from the lefty is going to be a liner up the middle. Weringer off his glove into center field. Be an error by the second baseman, or maybe I think they just ruled out a hit right away on the board because it was going out away from him. He couldn't handle it up, so doesn't matter though. Levy on first, Mijos at second with Wallace up.
Well, now they took the hit off the board and added an error, I believe. We're not sure. That's kind of one of those weird things in baseball where it's like, all right, was it too much tough of a play for the second baseman to get it and quickly throw it for possibly 2?
It's all about judgment as an official scorer in baseball, and that judgment, it really could go either way. As Weringer had to play the ball bare hand into the outfield, as now Wallace will roll a double play. Ball Evans over the second on the first, in time for a double play, and that's going to get him out of the inning. It'll be 6-4-3, so the Sox will strand 2, and they'll score none in that inning after 1 hit, so just like that, still 5-4 here on Tom Sox TV. We are headed to the bottom of the 4th. Stay around with us. Back here on Tom Sox TV, bottom half of the fourth. If you just joined us recently, Matt Cabral, Mike Bolger on this call tonight. Right now it is a 5-4 lead for the home team Turks in this bottom half of the fourth. It'll be a pitching change for the Tom Sox. It'll be number 6, Bobby Olson out of Nebraska. From Boyd, Texas, Mike, let's talk about this rising senior Cornhusker.
Yeah, Bobby Olson headed into his graduate season with Nebraska. He first spent 4 years at Brown, completing 3 seasons with them. He made 28 appearances with 17 starts, and man, he had an incredible 4 years with Brown. And then even before that, in high school, he was with the Powdersville High School, and they were called the Patriots. They won 2 district titles, 2 regional titles with him. I mean, he's just had a ton of experience. And then so far this season, not too much with the Tom Sox. Has gone 2 full innings, has a 9 ERA. He's played in 2 games. He's got a 2-0 record, though, and he's got 3 strikeouts. So experience level coming in to the Tom Sox is at an all-time high, and now he's really starting to get some reps here as we head into July.
The 1-1 count to his first hitter, Brett Weringer. Weringer got caught looking back in the bottom half of the second from O'Byrne. Be 2-1. That one's in the turf. For Olson, Mike just mentioned, a little bit higher on the ERA side, but he's only pitched 2 complete innings, so trying to tank that ERA any way he can tonight for the Tom Sox. Comes a 2-1. Weringer fouls one over the first base bleacher side onto that JMU softball field.
Yeah, just to give you some context, in his 4 years between Brown and then Nebraska, he's got a 5.92 ERA, and he has total of 120 innings pitched and then 116 strikeouts.
Curveball on the 2-2 was looking good, but home plate umpire did not agree, so it'll be a full count now to his first hitter. And Olson gets his sign from Levy, and the full count pitch is on the ground for ball 4. So Weringer wins the first at-bat that Olson will see.
And for Olson, this past season with Nebraska, he never went further than an inning. So he really just came up in for relief for this bullpen, and again, he did a heck of a job for them in 8 1/3. He had 11 hits in that, and then he had a bunch of strikeouts, a bunch of plays for his infield to get. So he's one of the guys that Randy Tomlin can kind of rely on here as we get into the 4th, 5th, 6th innings.
First pitch to the leadoff hitter, Jalen Evans. Goes for a bunt, but he kept that head of the bat up, and that ball fouled off very fast and ricocheted out. Should be an 0-1 count.
That's the scariest thing. You think in a bunting situation, you just advance the runner, and then the runner at first just kind of gets out. Well, no. With Evans' speed, there's no easy out with him. He's the fastest, I believe, probably on the field tonight. Probably love to see a 40-yard dash, Matt, between some of these guys like Ethan Gibson, Ryan Wynn, Jalen Evans.
Guess we got to reach out to the VBL and
I was about to say,
have a prospect 40-yard dash.
That'd
See
be
who's the real fastest one here in the VBL.
That'd be crazy.
0-1. Weringer is getting sights to steal soon. He keeps making noise over there at first as Olson looks over out of there. He'll dive back in there safely. For Weringer, does have 2 stolen bases on the year. He's going to fake attempt go there. That'll be fouled off by Evans, and now that brings the count to 0-2.
Especially as a righty, having your back turned to first base and then have that fake go, it can mess up your rhythm. Especially if Robbie Levy kind of sees it, has to hustle up to make sure he's got time to throw him out on second.
The 0-2 to Evans, bounced on the plate. It's 1-2 now. For Olson, any out here would be a big one, and if he can get Evans swinging, just retire this better any way he can, because then he's got Pascal, Katz, and Hatcher coming up, who's all scored and reached base today. That heart of the order for the Turks. The 1-2. Got him looking. The curveball from Olson gets Evans to sit down looking. And Olson with a big out on the second batter he'll face.
Yeah, it's huge now, especially since you can get a double play to retire this side as we get to the most lethal part of this lineup.
Now that's up is Anthony Pascal, who's been on base twice today. A double that scored Evans early in the first. That's going to be a liner caught by Ferraro, and he'll just tap on first for a 3 unassisted double play. And just like that, Olsen gets out of it as quick as possible. Still 5-4, the Turks lead it, but we're going back to the top half of the fifth here on Tom Sox TV. We'll be right back after the break. Back here in the top half of the fifth on Tom Sox TV, Macabre, Mike Bulger here. 5-4, the Turks still lead it. And now leading off is the guy who pulled off that fast 3 unassisted double play over at first. It's Cade Ferrero.
Yeah, it's just kind of right time, right place, man. That's really all it is. Just line drive right to him, just step on first and run right over to the dugout and then bring up the bats here for the Tom Sox, looking to take their first lead since that top of the first inning.
Ferraro with a drive in here to the left. Over there is Katz towards the wall, but that will go over their bullpen and sail out for a long foul ball.
That is the second time it's been a long foul ball, and Katz still runs into that left field wall. It like comes out to guard the bullpen, and oh, there he is. Kind of hid over there in left field.
Cade Ferraro flashed out leather so quick on that line out double play, unassisted, that when he caught the ball, he looked over at his runner Weringer, who was 20 feet already going to second, so he just was able to chuckle off and just skip on first and get into the dugout. That's how fast he knew with the timing he had. But now it's 2-1 to the 5-hitter, number 35 for the Tom Sox. Listed as a pitcher, too, on their roster, so we might see him out of the pen soon for your Tom Sox. In the dirt there, 3-1, and back to Bobby Olsen. We did get news that he is in the transfer portal, Mike, so looking to go somewhere elsewhere after leaving his tenure with the Cornhuskers in Nebraska. And now the 3-1, that crosses the plate for a strike. It'll be full now to Davia, who's honestly, Mike, regardless of giving up 4 runs, he's looked very good tonight, David Davia, for the Turks.
Both these pitchers look good. It's just both of these offenses are on one tonight.
Full count pitch is upstairs for a walk. Now the Turks do have 2 guys throwing in the bullpen, both a righty and a lefty. They'll bring up Blouser, who struck out his last time up, flew out his first time back in the first.
Yeah, I think we're going to see the lefty here, Matt. The righty kind of, I thought it was a baseball at first, and it's apparently a football. So you could see it maybe, but it looks like we're going to get a mound visit here. But, yeah, to Bobby Olsen, I mean, just great job by him. The 4th inning, our first scoreless one, both at the top of the first and top of the 4th and bottom of the 4th ended in double plays. And as David Davila kind of fist bumps all of his teammates, this is probably it for him. And again, just what a night. On the stat sheet, it probably doesn't look like it. You're probably looking at it and saying, oh, wow, 4 runs, 6 hits in 4 innings. That's not the case. I mean, he has come out here and handled so much. The Turks are definitely grateful for what he's been able to do.
And with that being said, there will be a pitching change for the Turks, so we will take a step away from the broadcast for a second here, but you are listening to Tom Sox TV here. 5-4, the Turks lead, but a pitching change for the home team. We'll be right back. Back here on Tom Sox TV, out of the pitching break for the Turks, it will be a tall lefty, 6'1", number 27, Hudson Rowan, out of Florida State University, native of Panama City, Florida. So, Mike, what does number 27 have for us in the Turks tonight?
6'1", left-handed pitcher out of Florida, like you said. 205, rising sophomore, and with his 1 year with Florida State, he went 14 2/3. He was able to strike out 28 batters, allowing 15 earned runs against, well, he had 323 pitches, so that'll tell you how much experience he got there. But he faced 45 batters.
For Rowan's second appearance for the Turks, trying to be big here, holding this game as tight as possible. 5-4 now. First pitch to Blausers in there. My apologies. Second pitch for you. 2 strikes now.
And for Hudson Rowan, so far this season, only made 1 appearance against the Lumberjacks, went an inning and 2/3. Gave up 2 runs so far in that one, and that was on June 27th. So this will be a second one. Joined the team halfway through and looking to bump down that ERA a little bit.
2-2. Guy over there at first for the Tom Sox. That was Ferraro who walked in that full count pitch to end Davia's night. Inside, ball 3, so back-to-back full counts to both batters. Just different pitchers now.
One for Davia, Matt, we were trying to do the math up, and I think we did it right. 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 walks, 6 strikeouts, but obviously line not closed.
That last batter being far over there at first. Blauser fouls that one off to the right side. So he'll stay alive here with the full count. Trying to greet Rowan any way he can offensively for the Tom Sox. Anyway, getting on base now would be big for Charlottesville, knowing that they're just in this one, even though they started off not looking like that. It's a 5-4 ball game here in the top of the 5th, so a lot of baseball left to go. And the 3-2 again. Blauser fouls this one again over the right first base bleachers.
What you said, Matt, I mean, at first it just looked like this was going to be a one-sided affair yet again, especially with what the Turks have been able to do here at JMU. But now these past inning and a half, it's quieted down. This is starting to become a little bit of a pitcher's duel with zeros on the boards.
Full count pitch. It's going to skip in. I think that believe just caught the batter, so I don't know if that bounced on the turf or ball 4, if that did hit him for the hit by pitch. Nonetheless, though, Blauser's now on first, and the first 2 base runners are on for the Tom Sox. For Jake Books, who singled in his last time, scoring 2, and he'd like to try to continue that party again.
Yeah, umpire didn't signal that he got hit, so I'm just going to assume it's a ball 4 for Blauser, who, again, has come to this team, and he's had a solid outing. Reached base 3 times. It's tough joining a team with already so much chemistry, especially after the All-Star break rested up.
First pitch to Books. Inside for a ball. It'd be 1-0 now to number 4. Right now for the Tom Sox, it's all about staying disciplined in these at-bats. So when they're chasing 1 run, they have these first 2 hitters up. And Mike, a few times, and that one's going to be lined the other way. That's going to get down for Books. Here comes Ferrara, who stumbled around third. He'll be in there standing up, sliding into third. It's Blauser, and that's a stand-up double for Books. This game is tied.
Well, I was just about to say, right before Books at bat, Scott Strickland came out, called a quick time. All the runners and batter looked at him. So something definitely happened where he called for something, and then Books absolutely ropes that to left field corner, well, almost left field corner. Cat's able to cut it off a little bit. Man, oh man, Matt, we got ourselves a ball game.
I was going to say before Books made me stop talking with that double down the line, and the first pitch to Ryan Wynn is going to be lined. That's going to get down, and that's going to be a base hit. In the score is Blauser. And held up at third is Books. Ryan Wynn with an RBI single, and the Tom Sox have a 6-5 lead.
Going to be their second lead of the night after starting off that top of the first with 1-0, and then the 4 let up in the bottom of that frame. And oh my goodness, Matt, the Tom Sox offense is clicking again. They've been quiet these past couple of games. Not what we were used to seeing in the beginning of the season when they were blowing out teams, you know, with mercy rules and everything like that. But now
just seems like they've been able to answer the call here tonight, especially against the new pitcher in Hudson Rowan.
You ready for this stat, Mike?
Let's hear it.
There are 6 runs scored right now by the Tom Sox. 5 RBIs are off the bat of Ryan Wynn and Jake Books. 3 for Books over at third, 2 for Wynn over at first. Both guys with a respective pair of an RBI single and an RBI double. So those two have been getting this bottom half of the order on fire. The next pitch to Parham is going to be in there for a strike, 1-1. But before the Books hit, I was going to say the Tom Sox have 2 guys on, Mike. And in past innings, they had big jams but couldn't score. And now this top half of the 5th has just rewritten their script from today and last night. So different approach now in these at-bats as Strickland's been talking to a lot of these guys. Parham went to chase but didn't go all the way around. 2-1 now.
Well, yeah, it's just been huge for them to just continue these innings. And now, especially with no outs here, I mean, we're talking about, you know, like this offense has been quiet and anything like that. But tonight, I mean, they've, have 1-0 on the board so far? That's it.
That one's going to be in the dirt. Be 3-1 now, which this should be big if they can get the bases loaded on deck. For Mijos, who's been on base twice already today. He's been having smart at-bats. Comes to 3-1. Win over at first. Books on third. Down the middle for a strike, and it'll be full.
And so far today, everybody's been on base except for Johnny Lopez, Nick Parham. So it's just been everybody contributing.
Full count pitch gets Parham swinging for his 3rd strikeout of the night. Tom Sox still lead at 6-5, and now bringing back up to top of the order, it's Dean Mijos.
Mijos, as you said, has had a couple long at-bats. He fought back in that one in the 2nd, but then lost it for his only backwards K of the night. But the other 2, able to walk, scored 1, stranded on 2nd. Tom Sox could really use another runner here to juice the bases, leaving Johnny Lopez up at the plate.
And a bunt by Mijos. It's going to score the run, and Mijos is going to be safe. They throw it into the outfield, and it's going to get away. Ryan Wynn trots over to third. Mijos stays over at first. Books in the score, and it's now 6-5 Tom Sox.
We've talked a lot about the Tom Sox errors in the field. They had 46 coming into this game. Now, today, they don't have any, and the Turks have 2. They only have 30 on the season. That's tied with the 2nd lowest in the South VBL. So the Turks infield is just falling apart right now. The Sox are taking advantage of it. And now you're headed to the most dangerous part of this lineup with runners in scoring position. And again, another dangerous runner in Mijos on first.
And for the Tom Sox, I believe that in the book that's going to go in as a Mijos single, but on that throwing error, after the fact he was safe or get away, that allowed Wynn will go to third, so that's why there will still be an error charge to play.
Yeah, and that's how they're going to rule it on the scoreboard. They just added a hit to it, so I'm shocked, actually, that Ryan Wynn didn't turn around to third. Tomlin signaled it at first that he was going to come around and score, but then he held him up. He wasn't sure if Murdoch over there in right field would have the arm to gun him down at the plate. So smart base running. You only have 1 out here. Just want to keep it going as they lead 7-5.
Tom Sox lead it, as Mike and I have just mentioned, and now it's Johnny Lopez trying to add to the party. Got a duck over there at third base, 90 feet away, 1 out. We'll see if the speedy Mijos will get a chance to steal second to break up a double play opportunity to end an inning. First pitch from Rowan is going to be skipped on into the turf, but blocked beautifully by Matt Delgado. That's going to save a run there for the Turks. 1-0 now to Lopez. Mijos over on first. Win over at third, as I just mentioned. 1 out, 7-5. The Sox lead it. And the 1-0 to Lopez. There goes Mijos to second. Delgado's throw. They're going to nab him at second base for the 2nd out. Mijos didn't get the best jump, and Delgado with his pop time was just A1, able to beat that runner and throw out Mijos trying to get another stolen base of the day. Just like that, it'll be 2 outs for the Tom Sox with Wynn still over there at third.
That ball was just leaving Rowan's hand. If Mijos could have timed it just a tad better, maybe half a second, he would have been safe for his, again, another stolen base here for the Tom Sox. But nice job by Delgado helping his pitcher out on the mound, getting the 2nd out.
The next pitch to Lopez outside, so it'll be 3-0 to Lopez. On deck, Levy. Wynn hanging out over there at third by Coach Randy Tomlin, the third base umpire. 3-0 pitch. Strike one. Lopez did not have the green light, despite now taking that 7-5 lead. The pitcher, my apologies, the batter from Seminole State College of Florida. The pitcher, David Davia, was his teammate in the college league. That's where I was going to start talking about the pitching-wise. Lopez fouls it off, so from 3-0 to 3-2 now, Rowan bounces back.
Yeah, it's just been Rowan throwing in the strike zone and testing Lopez, seeing what he can't do with it. He's throwing a little bit of heat, but the first 3 pitches were more off-speed and breaking balls, so he's gone back to just pinning the corners to see what he can do here with the full.
Count is full. And here's the pitch to Lopez. Got him swinging for strike 3. Rowan will get out of the inning. But the Tom Sox able to strike on 3 runs off of 2 hits. It's now a 7-5 Charlottesville lead. But my 4.5 innings of play-by-play duty is done for tonight. Mike Bolger will take the reins for the rest of the night when we come back here on Tom Sox TV. 7-5, the Sox lead. And back here on Tom Sox TV, bottom half of the 5th, 7-5, Charlottesville leads now over the Turks. But we're going to send it off to Mike Bolger here on the play-by-play. Mike, take it away, Captain.
Oh, boy, here we go. All right, Chris Katz coming up to the plate for his 3rd appearance on the night. Already 2-2. This one, first pitch, foul back, skying high behind us and into the parking lot. But as we were saying, 2 singles on the night. He scored on the first, left stranded on the second. And now the righty will face Bobby Olson back out. Pitched a scoreless inning. Katz swings and misses at that one. A powerful swing. He'll go down 0-2 in the count now.
And for Olson, that technically in the book is a 1-2-3 despite giving up that first walk.
Olson looking for his first strikeout. The pitch, this one driven pretty well into center field. Under is Lopez, tracking back, making the leaping grab all the way to the warning track. And Olson has one now here in the 5th.
Pretty big out there by Lopez, and Lopez out in center field. We mentioned all night, Mike. This guy, Chris Katz, he is probably one of the best swings on the field tonight, and that one caught Lopez off by surprise. He actually took the first step in and had to race all the way out to center field, but lucky enough to get some leather on it and gets a big first out here for the Tom Sox.
320 in both of the corners, 400 in dead center, so that ball tracked all the way back. Olson now delivers this one sky high for Luke Hatcher in the left field. Under is Mijos, makes the grab. The Tom Sox retired 2 with 2 flyouts to left and center.
Another big sky fly high out there. Wow, I still think I'm doing play-by-play, Mike, but so through first 5 batters, Olson only got one to strike out, but doesn't matter if he's going to get all these guys to induce plays for his fielders.
Jack Nazaro will come up to the plate now, 1 of 2 today. He's got a double. He was able to score 1 on that one, and then a fly out in the 3rd. Tom Sox already with 2 flyouts. He hit to the right. They'll hit the trifecta. First pitch in there for strike one.
Canizaro came into today hitting 304. Did have the double, and then flew out to left, so still will be hitting 300 during this at-bat.
The second pitch, swing and a miss. Man, that was a heck of a breaking ball there. 0-2, 2 outs now. Here in the bottom of the fifth, Tom Sox add 3 in the top of the frame, take a 7-5 lead. Bobby Olson looking to preserve it. The third pitch, the windup, swing and a miss. Bobby Olson comes into the game, delivers 2 straight scoreless frames, and we're headed to the top of the 6th inning with the Tom Sox leading by 2 here at James Madison University. Robbie Levy will start the 6th inning for us here on Tom Sox TV. Mike Bolger, Matt Cabram along with you guys at the Sox. Lead it 7-5 after battling back down 6-2, 5-2. Now Levy, 1 of 3 tonight, reached base on an error in his last at-bat. First pitch, swing and miss there for strike 1. Got a single and went all the way across the diamond for 1 of the 7 Tom Sox have tonight, and he struck out in the first. So, in his 4th appearance at the plate, they look to keep this offensive streak going here for the away team. Hudson Rowan back out on the mound, fires this one in the dirt for a 1-1 count now. The sun has officially set behind us. The lights in full force here at Eagle Field at Veteran Memorial Park. Packed out crowd as the Turks look to continue their 6-game winning streak here against the Tom Sox. Third pitch in there for strike 2. Robbie Levy, no swing there. He'll step back in.
Levy, who had the error off of Waringer's glove, then there was a double play balls. So that was the last time he was on base back in the 4th.
The 1-2. Levy. Bat on the shoulder now, brings it up. Rowan delivers this one in the dirt. Same pitch as that second pitch of this at-bat. Delgado bats it down, throws it back to his pitcher, and we'll reset. 2-2. Colby Wallace on deck. Following him will be Caden Ferraro. For now, the lefty v. lefty. Fires this one, just missed the plate inside. We're going to get a full count now.
A lot of full counts in this one tonight, Mike, from both sides of both teams' respectful bullpens. We'll see here if Rowan can win this one.
But even with that, both starters going pretty deep into this game. Now Rowan relieves. He's going to fire this one. Dribbler over to Waringer. He's going to field it cleanly. Fire to first. And he's got the 4-3 put out the first of the inning.
Big out there for the Turks. Levy can really get a hold of one, and he's able to roll over to Waringer over there at second. And just like that, a quick, easy out. But there he's bringing up Colby Wallace.
Colby Wallace already today, 2 of 3, has 2 singles, able to bat in 1 run. Really has been a dominant force here for the Sox in the past week. 6 hits on 10 at-bats coming into the game. He's going to add to that total. Again, the past 7 days. First pitch, far outside for the righty, ball 1. Quick look around the VBL. Currently, the Braves lead the Lumberjacks 8-2, headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Express lead the Rebels 4-0. Second pitch, this one line past the infield and into right field. Colby Wallace rounds first, stays there as Murdoch fields it, throws it in, and Colby Wallace, 3 singles now on the day.
How about that? Have a night so far, Wallace. And that's what Mikey's going to have another at-bat later on in this game. 3 for 4 so far. And this is just good. This is why someone like him, he can play anywhere in this lineup. Mikey, you can bat him at the top. You can bat him right here in the 4 spot. And you can even bat him lower end, too. Just a great lineup here for the Tom Sox. And it just shows you why someone like Wallace just deserves to be where he's at right now. 3 for 4.
In the past 2 games, he's got 5 hits, 4 singles, 1 double. Has been working mostly in the middle of the lineup. Kane Ferraro now up, fouls the first pitch back into the netting. So Rome will go up and head to the count 0-1. Looking back at the VBL cross it, Cavaliers lead the Generals. Generals, it just updated, took a 6-5 lead now in the top of the 7th inning. And again, a huge game here, especially for the Tom Sox. Express lead the Rebels 4-0. Currently in the VBL standings, they lead it 17-6, but the Express right behind them with a 16-6 record. So the number 1 seed halfway through the season is already on the line. Second pitch in for ball 1. It'll be a 1-1 count. Rowan delivers this one. Fouled back again. Ferrero batting 2 back now. It's going to be 1-2 as Gigi Jones joins us in the press box. Hi, Gigi. How's the popcorn? Pretty good?
So far, so good from Mrs. Jones. Miss Jones.
Miss Jones.
Miss Jones.
Matt, we got burgers. They're pretty good.
Burgers are all right. Not like the ones over at Seaville Weekly, Charlottesville High School that we have for our home games, but these ones are really good.
I'll say, I don't even think that's biased. I mean, we just love our concession stands.
And for Ferraro, has been on base all 3 times tonight. 2 walks, the fielder's choice where he reached on. Trying to get on base for the 4th time tonight.
The 2-2. Dribbles like past the pitcher and into center field. Wallace is going to round second. Now he holds up. As that one came a little, Pascal kind of came in a little farther than he thought he was. And now the Tom Sox have 2 singles in the inning. And they keep the carousel going here, bringing up Cooper Blauser. So far tonight, walked 1, stranded on 3rd, struck out, flew out. Now here in the 6th inning, will look to add to the scoreboard for the Tom Sox, who have 11 hits on the night. 7 runs. Matt, you could say 7-11, they're always open.
Attaboy. That was actually good, Mike. But back to Ferraro, I think he heard the words out of my mouth that I said he was on base for.
This one gets past Delgado. Wallace over to third base. Ferraro over to second base. Tom Sox, 2 runners in scoring position.
But for Ferraro, kind of heard me talking about him. I said he was on base all 3 times, and then he lines one up the middle for a single, and that'll be his 4th time on base. So have a night, Wallace. Have a night, Ferraro. And now can Blauser do his job and at least try to get one guy in here, even if you have to sacrifice an out.
Blauser so far this season coming into it was 1 of 3, had a single, batted in a run against the Generals on June 28th. Now he's come back here after the All-Star break for the Tom Sox. Second pitch, down low, ball 2. So 2-0 count, 1 out here in the top of the 6th. 2 runners on. They take their leads on 2nd and 3rd. Infield, pinching in across. Outfield, staying neutral. Jake Books on deck. As this one delivered again in the dirt. So 3 balls that Delgado has to keep in front of him. Books on deck, win in the hole. 2 of the most electric hitters on the night for the away team. As the home team and Hudson Rowan looks to keep the score the same. It's going to be tough, though. Only 1 out here in the inning. He pitches this one. This one hit pretty well in the left field. Going back at the warning track and now making the grab, but tagging up is Wallace. Head over to 3rd now is Ferrero. Wallace will come across the plate to score the 8th run of the game for the Sox. Cats on the grab, and now it's a sacrifice fly for Blauser.
That's a big, big sacrifice fly for Blauser. That was so deep where even Ferraro, who's so far hasn't been the speediest over there, was able to even trot over to the third base. So just like that, Tom Sox Mike, 8-5, and they still got a guy over at third base, 2 outs, and we'll see what Jake Books can do, who's been all over the place tonight.
Single, double, walk. He's scored once. He's got 2 RBIs on the night. He's counted for 3 of the 8 Tom Sox runs. He's got a chance to do it here again. First pitch, in for strike 1. Jake Books, bat on the shoulder, gets it up. Rowan, the delivery. Swing and a miss there from Books. Now Hudson Rowan leads the count with 2 outs here in the 6th. Ferrero over there on third, not a massive lead, nobody covering infield. Sitting back where the grass is meeting the dirt in the outfield. Third pitch, down and away for ball 1. Books. Lefty, v lefty, yet again. It will be the 3rd time this inning for Hudson Rowan. Rowan winds up, fires, swing and a miss in the dirt for Jake Books. Delgado grounds it, fires the first base for the putout. Hudson Rowan able to get out of the inning, but the Tom Sox able to grab 1 thanks to a Kobe Wallace single. Caden Ferrero single, then a sac fly from Cooper Blauser. They lead 8-5 as we head here to the bottom of 6 right here on Tom Sox TV. Bobby Olson, after coming into the game, has pitched 2 straight scoreless frames. He's back out here for the 6th inning on Tom Sox TV. Mike Bolger, Matt Cabram, along with you guys as the Sox lead the Turks 8-5 after trailing 5-2, headed into the 3rd. Since then, they've scored 6 unanswered. This one, dribbler over to 3rd. Blauser fields it, fires over to 1st in time, and they retire Ethan Murdoch for the 1st out, bringing it up Matthew Delgado.
Pretty big play there by Lopez, getting that 1st out of the inning. And for Bobby Olson, and even for Palmer O'Byrne, who started today, I mean, once these Tom Sox bats started going, Mike, in this lineup, these pitchers have felt very comfortable on the mound.
Olson, first pitch, swing and a miss there from Delgado outside. Be a 0-1 count now. I think he's asking Levy behind home plate what pitch that was. Just kind of giggling at it that he reached that far for it. Second pitch down Main Street, swing and a miss there from Delgado again. Bobby Olson, 2 straight strikes. Looking for a 3rd here in his 2nd strikeout of the day. The 0-2. Swing and a miss there from Delgado. Bobby Olson sends Matthew Delgado down 1-2-3 for his 3rd strikeout of the inning.
There you go, Olson. Way to come in and do his job. He's had a few double plays, too, to help him out. Had a 3 unassisted one earlier. So this has all been the Bobby Olson show ever since he took the mound, Mike.
Cam Nelson will now step on in and try to void a 3rd straight 1-2-3 inning. This one, dribbler past Bobby Olson and into center field after a diving attempt. Looks like that's Nick Parham, who came over to shortstop now.
And the Turks able to keep the inning alive here with 2 outs.
There was a play there with, if Olsen could have got his glove on it, just gone right by him. So far, Mike, it's almost like the scoreboard flipped from last night. Different side of what you guys saw yesterday, and pickoff attempt there. Didn't mean to steal your thunder, Mike.
All good. Quick defensive change there for the Sox, by the way. Win over to second. Parham over to shortstop. And a couple other changes in outfield. We'll get you those real quick. As check over to first base. Not in time. So Johnny Lopez moves over to third base. Then I believe that's Blauser over there in center field.
It's either Blazers in left or center field, because I think I just saw his 15 over in left field. Only if we had our binoculars, Mike, it'd make everything so much easier.
Swing and a miss there for the first pitch. 0-1 for Brett Waringer after Cam Nelson's single.
So I believe it's...
This one fouled back now. 0-2 for Bobby Olson, looking to get his 4th strikeout now of the day. And on our early report, Blauser, has third base, then he's going to go to left field. So
Mijos
he's
is
in
now
left,
in
and
center.
Mijos is in center.
Yes, sir, that's it. It's a little bit of a change there for Randy Tomlin.
Runner takes off. Levy fires over the wind, not in time. Cam Nelson got a great jump on it. And the third pitch was off the plate, so it'll be 1-2 count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Turks have a runner in scoring position over on second.
For those fielding switches, it's kind of like a merry-go-round for those 3 players. Lopez came in the third, Blauser from third all the way out to left, and Mijos from left over to center. So a little merry-go-round.
Olsen checks over to second, now fires this one too far outside, try to get him the chase. So we'll have a 2-2 count, 2 outs here in the 6th, and Robbie Levy will head out onto the mound talking to his pitcher, seeing what they want to do. It'll be the second time Levy heads out there on his own. And he's going to put his mask back down and trot back over to the plate. So we'll settle in and do it here. 2-2, 2 outs, runner on second base as the Sox lead 8-5 in the bottom of the 6th. Olsen looks at second with a dancing Cam Nelson. Now fires this one. Swing and a miss from Brett Waringer. Bobby Olsen comes in, has 3 straight scoreless innings, has 4 strikeouts, and sends the Tom Sox back to the plate here in the top of the 7th. We'll see you guys next on Tom Sox TV. got a new pitcher on the mound for the Turks. It's not Hudson Rowan, it's Hudson Lee. Number 24 for the Turks comes on in so far this season. 2 of 1, has a 3.37 ERA, 6 games pitched, 1 start. And one of those appearances came against the Tom Sox on June 12th. He went 4 innings, allowing no runs, 1 hit. Now Ryan Wynn steps in, first pitch, too low, ball 1 for Lee.
Technically for Lee, Mike, this is his 3rd appearance against the Tom Sox. Had his first one in that 12-8 win back at Charlottesville back on the 9th of June. Then a 10-1 dominant victory here at JMU in a 10-1 win. So anytime the Tom Sox have seen Hudson Lee, it's usually been a bad side for them and facing 2 losses against him. But right now, the 8-5 advantage to Charlottesville.
Man, breaking ball drops in for strike 1. So he'll go with a 2-1 count now to Win, who has 2 singles and a double on the night. Check swing, did he go? First place umpire says he does. So all of a sudden, after going down 2-0, Lee comes into the game and goes 2-2 for the count. No outs, no one on. Win leading off the top of the 7th. Lee fires this one, swing and a miss from Ryan Wynn. Hudson Lee comes into the game. It grabs his first strikeout, 19th on the season. And has 1 retired here in the top of the 7th. Nick Parham up to the plate.
And it's hard to get Ryan Wynn out in the Valley Baseball League, just like we already mentioned. He was 3 for 3 to start this night and got him the bite on that one, the lefty. And that's a big out there if you're Harrisonburg, Mike.
Nick Parham now up to the plate, a lefty, the first that Lee will face. Parham tonight 0 of 3, 3 strikeouts. First pitch drops in for strike 1. Whew. I think that was an off-speed pitch, and my goodness, great one at that. Lee winds up. Delivery outside has to be scooped up by Delgado, but it doesn't matter, nobody's on.
Parham trying to avoid, Mike, the golden sombrero, trying to avoid that 4th strikeout of the night.
He's got a 1-1 count now with 1 out here in the 7th. Dean Mijos on deck, representing the top of the lineup. 3rd pitch away in the righty's batter's box for the lefty, so he'll go up 2-1 now. Infield neutral, outfield neutral. No defensive changes for the Turks. Outside the pitching change, Lee fires this one, just able to grab the corner of the plate. So you have yet again another 2-2 count. Lee, also a lefty. He bats righty and throws lefty. Fires this one. Parham thought about it, but too far outside, so we'll get a full count here for the new pitcher. But you don't see that too often. A pitcher that can do both. He has not batted yet for the Turks this season, but is labeled as a pitcher / utility, so see what he can do here. Payoff pitch, fires this one, drops in, strike 3. Hudson Lee comes into the game, delivers a strikeout to Ryan Wynn and a backwards K to Nick Parham. Now he's 1 out from getting out of the 7th inning.
Well, there's the glorious feature of baseball. 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Nick Parham wants to forget this night. But, Mike, he has made it up, though, in the field. He's made some plays over there at second base, so hopefully he can go back out there and continue shining on the diamond.
Up now, D. Mijos leading off the day for the Tom Sox. First pitch in there for strike 1. He's walked twice, singled once, struck out once. He's scored once for the Tom Sox and has been stranded on second 2 times. Mijos, in his 5th plate appearance, has to scoot out of the way of that pitch. It'll be a 1-1.
Be a big at bat here for Mio. It's been on base 3 times today, 2 walks. That's single. Did get caught stealing, though, trying to go 2 for 2 on the stolen base attempt, but he was gunned down by Delgado.
Delgado having himself a pretty good night behind home plate. He's only allowed 1 passed ball and 1 stolen base. Mijos, the 1-1 is swing and a miss. Swung out of his shoes on that one. And now with 2 outs here, Hudson Lee can get out of the inning. The 1-2, 2 outs. Lee, the windup, delivery, the swing and the miss from Dean Mijos. Hudson Lee delivers a perfect inning, 3 strikeouts for him coming into the game, sent us to the bottom of the 7th inning. And you know what that means, everybody. Get up, stretch out, relax,
We're headed to the bottom of the 7th right here on Tom Sox TV. Well, it's Take Me Out to the Ball Game officially ends. We bring you back to Tom Sox TV, where the Sox lead the Turks 8-5 here from Eagle Field at Veteran Memorial Park. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Mike Bolger, joined alongside Matt Cambram. Bobby Olson back out for his 4th inning of action here for the road squad as he delivers this one in for strike 1. Jalen Evans back out for his 4th plate appearance. Takes a second pitch, dribbles down the third base line, and foul. So far today, has a single in the first. He scored, kicked off that first inning that saw 4 runs for the home team, 4 of their 5. But ever since those first 2 innings, they have gone 4 scoreless innings, thanks to Bobby Olson and Palmer O'Byrne. For Olson, the 0-2. This one. Dribbled over to Lopez on third. Fires across the diamond over to first in time to Ferrero for the first out. So the Sox have been able to get an out in the past 5 innings. In the past couple, they've allowed only 1 hit. Past 3, excuse me. So ever since Bobby Olson has come into the game, the defense has settled right in. The offense has began to click. A big reason why they have a 3-run lead here in the 7th. Olson fires this one. Swing and miss there from Anthony Pascal. Pascal today, 1 of 2. Doubled in the first, brought home Evans. Swing and miss there again from Bobby Olson. Off-speed pitch down low. Got him looking. So now Pascal, who doubled in the first, walked in the second. He scored both of those times. And then a double play in the 4th. Back out here for his 4th inning of action. And a swing and a miss. 3 swings, 3 misses. Bobby Olson has 5 strikeouts now in his 4th inning out here. My goodness, Matt, what an outing it's been.
What a pitch that was to get Pascal swinging on the heater. Got him swinging out of his shoes. Gets, like you just mentioned, his 5th strikeout of the evening. So Mr. Olson's dealing for Tom Sox. They're a massive, honestly, coming out here to pitch. And, you know, in a night where we saw a lot of pitching changes yesterday, Mike, Olson has just been doing the job for the bullpen today, keeping it consistent, keeping it clean, saving arms, and we'll see how long Randy Tomlin and Adam Dolphmar will let him go during this one.
First pitch to Chris Katz almost hits his foot. Katz looks out to the mound, shakes his head. Now it's to kind of pace around, takes a breath, now settles back into the righty's batter's box. Didn't look intentional, it just looked like it got away from Olson there. So the 1-0 up high, and that one also gets away from him, and Katz again looking out to the mound. Now he's nodding at Olson. So Katz not exactly pleased with how the past 2 pitches have going. So far today, he's got 2 singles. He flew out to center field in the 5th.
Mike, he's taking exception to these pitches in a very tight game. Those have slipped away from Olson.
Well, this one drives into deep right center field. It's going to get down at the warning track and off to the wall. Katz rounds first. He's headed to second. Looking for third. He holds up as the throw comes in to Parma at shortstop.
And a double there for Christopher Katz. Keeps this inning alive and brings up Luke Hatcher.
Well, Mike, the term around these days in the Gen Z world, standing on business, and that's what Chris Katz just did to Olsen. Took exception to those pitches, stared and glared at him, nodded his head, tried to let him know, okay, I'm here. And the next pitch just rips a bomb into the double, a bomb of a double into the right center field gap. Standing up on that one and had to give another glance over at Olsen after that one.
As you said, he's standing up now on second base. Not a big lead. Win and Parham not really covering the bag, so Bobby Olsen will settle back in, have to focus on the batter. He does so with a strike to Luke Hatcher to kick off the at-bat. Hatcher today, 1 of 3, has a single in the first, rounded all the way around for 1 of the 5 runs the Turks have, and then he's fallen out twice after that. Olsen, looking at second, fires now. This one hit pretty well in the right field. Under it is Books, calls everybody off, makes the grab, and ends the inning. So the Turks able to get a double via Christopher Katz, but Stranham over there on second base. We're headed to the top of the 8th here on Tom Sox TV. 8-5, your score from Eagle Field at Veterans Memorial Park, home of James Madison University. But for right now, is the home of the Harrisonburg Turks, who are down by 3 and will have to defend the plate here as Johnny Lopez comes up for the Tom Sox. Hudson Lee fires this one, got underneath of Lopez's bunt, fouls back into the netting for an 0-1 count. Now Lopez, so far today, 2 flyouts, 2 strikeouts. He's 0-4. And right now, for Lopez, in a bit of a slump. He's 0 of his last 9 since coming out of the All-Star break. Looking to get his first hit. Lee fires this one, dribbles past Lee into second baseman Warrenjoe. Fires over to first, the diving throw. He got him. My goodness.
What a play that was by Waringer, who had the error earlier.
Yep.
Mike booted off his glove, and Waringer able to give up his body and fling it over the first. And what an out that was. Very athletic.
Looked like Patrick Mahomes diving out there, making the throw. Brett Waringer.
You know, Mike, that's a great comparison, but that's a comparison that shatters my heart.
Excuse me, both of ours. I did also.
That is true.
I did also lose a Super Bowl, Matt. It was 2 years ago.
Both
but
me and Mike's NFL teams, the Eagles and the Niners, the 2 most recent losers to the Chiefs dynasty. So it's got to hurt us talking that comparison to Mahomes. But it's the truth. That's what Waringer looked like over there at second base. Had the sidearm throw. His body was turned the other way. And just an all-around athletic play there by the second baseman of Harrison.
Lee, first pitch, too far outside. Second pitch, in there for strike 1 to Robbie Levy. Levy tonight has 1 hit, reached base, and was able to round the bases for 1 of the 8 runs. Swing and miss there for Levy. He's 1 of 2 now on the count. 1 out here in the 8th. Matt, it just seems like those first 3 innings were really slow. A lot of runs scored, and ever since, it's been all Tom Sox and a lot of defense for the road squad. as they lead 8-5. Levy chops this one over to Evans on shortstop. He has to come all the way again. Fires it. He was behind the mound. It gets him in time over at first. Man.
What a play there by Evans. Another just a slow hit ball. Had to come in charging and hustling and just throwing it right behind his pitcher and Lee. Getting that out just by a half a second, Mike.
The DH, Colby Wallace.
Close play over at first. Now Colby Wallace will come up after 2 ground outs for Tom Sox lineup here in the 8th. Wallace tonight has 3 singles and then that double play in the 4th, but he's got 5 hits. This one rips it into left field. Under it is Cass. He's going to make the running grab to end the inning. So 3 fast and pretty athletic plays for the Harrisonburg field. Ends the 8th inning in 1-2-3 fashion. That's the 2nd inning, Matt. The Sox lineup has gone down 1-2-3. We're headed to the bottom of the frame right here on Tom Sox TV. Your eyes do not deceive you. Bobby Olson back out on the mound for his 5th inning of action as the Tom Sox lead it 8-5 here in the bottom of the 8th. Welcome back, everybody, to Tom Sox TV, or radio, if Matt says. And Mike Bolger, Matt Cabram along with you guys. It's been a fun game, to say the least, as Olson fires this one to Jack Cannizzaro, who shows bunt, fouls it. And, Matt, it was an action-packed first half of the game. And ever since, it's been a defensive one.
More of a pitcher's duel, you'd say, even for both sides. I mean, back in that top half of the 7th, 1-2-3 on the Tom Sox side, and just recently 1-2-3 on the Turks side. So both pitchers, Bobby Olson, Hudson Lee, just doing their thing on the mound, Mike.
Olson, the 0-1, delivers it outside for 1-1. That one kind of got away from him. We do see somebody warming up in the Tom Sox bullpen. Nobody for the Turks, so it seems like it's Hudson Lee's game from here on out, who has delivered 2 straight scoreless and hitless innings. Now this one drops too far outside and low, 2-1. For Bobby Olson, came into the game in the 4th inning, has delivered 2 hits, as this one hit pretty well in the right field. Book says he's got it though, makes the grab, and he's got 1 down here. He came in that 4th, he's allowed 2 hits, no runs, no errors. He's left both those runners on base, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikeouts.
When you're talking about the Tom Sox, Mike, he completes his innings, just joining the top ranks of this year with the pitching. There's only been one other pitcher to go, at least 5 innings. So trying to join that conversation himself.
First pitch high to Ethan Murdoch, has to dodge out of the way, almost hit him in the face. He's all good though, steps back in for the 1-0 count. Olson fires this one fouled back. Murdoch kind of looking at himself there, knowing if he timed it right, could have done damage. Field is still the same for the Sox after the defensive changes in the 6th. As Olson fires this one again, a little late and under it, fouls us back behind us into the parking lot. He's down 1-2 now. Bobby Olson looking to tally his 6th strikeout of the night. Here we go. The 1-2 drops in, strike 3. Bobby Olson has 2 backwards Ks. He's got 6 strikeouts on the night, and he's delivered here for the Tom Sox in the bottom of the 8th.
Just what a breaking pitch that was, Mike. Just able to get Murdoch, who does have a home run this year, does have the power to buckle his knees. And, wow, what a performance so far it is by Bobby Olson. Just love to see him go again.
Delgado dribbles this one over to Lopez on third. It's going to be a difficult play. Fires it across. Coming off of the bag is Ferrero and tries to make the tag. He can't. Delgado will be safe on first. That was a high throw from Lopez, but he kind of had to as he was all the way across the field to grab that ground ball.
And for the first time tonight, that will be in the book as an error for your Tom Sox, and that will be on Lopez's throw over the first, where if it was easy, which it's not, folks, this is a very tough game of baseball, if Ferraro was just able to move a little bit more over on that bag and time it right, definitely would have had a chance for a long stretch. But nonetheless, the Turks had a run their own, and they're making some noise.
The error brings up Cam Nelson, who takes this one in for strike 1. Nelson playing the DH spot tonight. Flew out, grounded out, and has a single so far. One of the 2 hits Bobby Olson has led up tonight. Olson backs off the mound, just kind of taking a breath up in the count. Now Robbie Levy will head out onto the mound to talk things over with his pitcher the 3rd time Levy's been out there tonight solo, 2nd with Olson. Last time he did this, he ended the 7th inning with a fly ball to right field. So looking to copy and paste that production here in the 8th. If Olson can do it, it'll be 6 straight scoreless frames for the Turks. The 0-1. This one, dribble over to Parham on shortstop. He's going to have to fire it over to Wynn on second base. Reaches, makes the grab, and gets the out. Man, what a stretch there from Ryan Wynn on second. And the Tom Sox keep the score the same. It's 8-5. 1 runner left on base. We're headed to the final inning here on Tom Sox TV. Back here for the final inning of action. Well, possibly as the Tom Sox lead it 8-5 in the top of the 9th. As Matt, we've got a new self on the pitcher.
Yeah, we got a new arm for the Turks, and he's not no one brand new. Mike, we've seen him in the lineup today. He started off as a DH, and now he'll take the 9th. On the mound, it's Cam Nelson, number 30, the 5'11 sophomore out of Wake Forest University, the Demon Deacon, 180 pounds, and this is his 5th appearance for the Turks. 0 ERA, 3 and a third innings pitched, 5 strikeouts. He's only allowed 1 hit all summer, and just like I mentioned, he's only had about 3 in an innings third pitch, but when he's come on, he's been lights out, Mike.
Well, first pitch is down and away for ball 1 against Caden Ferrero over on first base today. And for Hudson Lee, his day is done. 2 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts, and 2 scoreless frames for the Turks.
Now 2-0 to first batter in Ferraro. Tom Sox can make some noise, try to get more insurance runs.
And for Nelson, the 2-0. This one lined over the head of the third baseman. And Ferrero is going to round first for his second hit of the night. He reaches base for the 4th time. And now the Tom Sox trying to make some noise here, as you said, Matt. Earn some insurance runs upcoming Cooper Blauser.
Technically for Ferraro, Mike, that's 5 times on base. 2 walks, 2 hits, and a fielder's choice where you reached on. But nonetheless, just an on-point night for him tonight.
Third baseman.
So for Blauser, he comes on up. He had a sac fly in the 6th inning. That was the last run scored in this game as he takes the first pitch in for strike 1. He has also walked and was stranded on third base in the 5th. So now Cam Nelson will look to grab his first out of the inning. The righty fires this one, lefty fires this one, and it's outside for ball 1. Umpire took a little long to signal that. So the 1-1. Ferrero takes his lead over on first. Nelson, the windup, the delivery. In for strike 2, right down the road. And now, Cooper Blauser will have to defend the plate down the count. 1-2, no outs here in the top of the 9th. Jake Brooks, Ryan Wynn on deck and in the hole. Nelson, the 1-2. This one fouled back. Blauser stays alive here. And a quick look at Nelson's background in high school. 3-time All-MIAA first team selection. Says here he throws low 90s fastballs. And he plays a lot of the outfield, 4th best overall prospect out of Maryland, according to Perfect Game.
Shout out to Merlin, Mike. Now with a 2-2 count to Blauser. Trying to look for his first hit of the afternoon. Did have a big sac fly back in the 6th.
Nelson, the 2-2. This one, a little too low. Delgado tried to frame it right. Couldn't get it. Now it'll be a full count here for Cooper Blauser.
Big at bat. This is Blauser's 3rd full count pitch of the night that he'll face. Last time won it with that sac fly that scored Wallace.
From Jacksonville State, Blauser settles in. The full count. This one fouled back behind us, and now we'll have to reset and do it again. And Matt, you kind of mentioned it earlier in this game. Jake Brooks, Ryan Wynn, back-to-back behind Blauser, and so far tonight they've accounted for basically the majority of the Sox runs. Leading 8-5, Cam Nelson fires this one, just able to grab the plate for strike 3 looking. Cam Nelson comes into the game, allows 1 single, now gets a bounce-back strikeout for the first out of the top of the 9th.
It's the 4th time that Tom Sox has gone down looking tonight. A lot of strikeouts for the Turks pitching staff.
Jake Brooks settles in via Coastal Carolina. He's had a .310 on the season so far. First pitch, swing and a miss. Today he added to that total with a single, double, and a walk. He scored once, 2 RBIs for 3 of the 8 total. This one drops down low, 1-1. Breaking ball there. Ferrero still over on first base. Not a massive lead. About 2 strides as Brooks takes the 3rd pitch outside in the righty's batter's box for the 2nd ball. Scott Strickland just on the outside of the Tom Sox dugout. Squatted down, knows if they can get one here, it would be huge for his team. 4th pitch just misses the outside plate. Delgado wanted the call, doesn't get it. It'll be 3-1. And Matt, we talked about it during the break. After this, the Turks have the bottom, then the top, and then their core of the lineup. So a lot riding on this inning. This one, able to grab the spot Nelson wanted before for strike 2. So we'll get the second full count of the inning. Nelson looking to get 2 batters down here with a runner on first. This one, too high, ball 4. Jake Books gets a walk, advancing Ferraro over to second. Upcoming, Ryan Wynn.
For Ryan Wynn, 3 for 4 today. A double, 2 singles, 2 RBIs, and would like to add on to his party already. He's got that runner over there on second bases.
Turks coaching staff calls time, making their way out onto the mound. No action in the Turks bullpen. This looks like just a simple visit and discussion of how they're going to handle the situation on the field. We have seen this before by the Turks earlier in the game in the 4th and 5th inning. One of them they were able to keep scoreless.
And right now, for Wynn, I mean, he sent a bomb of a double into that, basically the center field, Mike. I kept trying to allude that it was a left center field shot. And no, with that 400 out in center field, the way that Ryan Wynn hit that ball back in the 2nd inning, I mean, that ball got almost out here. And anytime he can get on base here would be so big for the Tom Sox. And if he could just drive in another run, it would just complete a perfect night for him again at the plate. He's on a 3-game hitting streak, technically now 4 with this one. And for Ryan Wynn, that's 2 separate hitting streaks now in this season for him.
Turks so far this season lead this series against the Tom Sox 3-1. The Sox against the Turks have allowed 9 runs and have only scored 5 on average. Against everybody else, they normally average 9 to 10 and only allow about 4 to 5. So you can see the difference between the two teams. Now here they're looking to gain some traction back in the series. Ryan Wynn takes the first pitch outside, ball 1. Second pitch, underway from Nelson. Fires this one, grabs the plate for strike 1. And Matt, the Sox, they lead every series against the South VBL except for the Turks. And the Turks are in 2nd place in the standings, so it's pretty big to get a win here today and keep them at bay. Wynn fouls this one back into the first base netting for strike 2.
It'd be very big because not only, Mike, you get the win today, I believe you play every team 6 times.
Yep.
So you'd play one more game at Seville Weekly to determine the rest of the series moving into the playoffs. So definitely not the last time the Sox will see the Turks, even after that last matchup.
Nelson the 1-2, 1 out. Wynn fouls it back and stays alive in the at-bat. And Matt, to your point, if the Turks win here today, they take the series on the season. They got 4-1 then. And with 6 games, there's no way the Tom Sox would be able to battle back into it. So win here today would keep the series alive, especially with the standings and the Turks only 3 games back. 4th pitch misses away, and now it'll be 2-2. Runner on second, runner on first, take their leads. Ryan Wynn at the plate, Nick Parham on deck. Wynn, the 2-2, fouls this one down the first base line, and it's going to go past the American flag, and we'll reset and do this one again. Tom Sox, 8 runs, 12 hits on the night, 1 error. The Turks, 5 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, most of that coming in the first 2 innings. Ever since, it's been scoreless. Cam Nelson looking to end the Tom Sox hopes of adding another run. This one drops in, just able to grab the bottom of the strike zone for strike 3 against Ryan Wynn. Now, looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter here. Ethan Gibson, who was not in the starting lineup today, will come on in for Nick Parham. So his day is done, 0 of 4, 4 strikeouts. And Matt, you, me, and Dylan have said pretty much the same thing all season long. Ethan Gibson, one of the toughest outs in the VBL.
And for the Turks, if all can go well, this could be the last out of the night for the Tom Sox. And you got a hard hitter here. It's got Ethan Gibson, who's been just on fire all season. Hitting .246. He's got 17 hits in his 69 at-bats. Scored 27 times, Mike.
First pitch, fouls that one back into the netting for an 0-1. In his past 7 days, he's had 2 hits at 12 plate appearances. Got to play in the All-Star game. Has, again, been a vital piece of the Tom Sox lineup and the field.
9 stolen bases.
Nelson delivers this one. Did he go? He did, says the first plate umpire. And now Ethan Gibson goes down 0-2 in the count. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Sox lead by 3. 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. Cam Nelson looking to end the inning and give his batters a chance at climbing back into this one. Ethan Gibson fouls this one off, goes out of Delgado's glove, so he'll get another shot at this.
For Gibson, too, being a hardest out, Mike, has been walked 23 times this year. And a lot of these at-bats, you and I have both seen it all year. He starts a lot of these at-bats 0-2, just like this one.
Let's see if he can't fight back into this count. It's going to be tough against the lefty in Cam Nelson. The righty, Ethan Gibson, awaits the 0-2. This one gets behind the catcher in Delgado. Both runners will advance cleanly, and the Tom Sox have runners in scoring position here with 2 outs and no one on first. And then Dean Mijos on deck with the top of the lineup. So a dangerous spot here for Cam Nelson. Can he get out of the inning, or will Ethan Gibson keep going? The 1-2. Nelson gets a sign, delivers, outside, gets away from Delgado. Here comes a runner home. He's going to slide in, and Caden Ferrero extends the Tom Sox lead to 9-5 here in the top of the 9th. 2 missed pitches by Cam Nelson give the Tom Sox a 4-run lead, also advancing Jake Books to third base.
And what a play there for Farrar. Right when that ball was getting away, they've already seen a few wild pitches in this at-bat. I'm going home, and he was able to get in there cleanly.
Now the full count. 2 outs. This one misses the plate up high, and that's the 4th ball. Yep, Ethan Gibson now realizes it, throws the bat back, and heads over to first base. And, man, if you're the Tom Sox, you have to tip your cap to Ethan Gibson for fighting back in that at-bat, Matt. And now it results in 1 run and the inning staying alive.
And that's got to hurt for Delgado as the catcher, because if he squeezes that foul ball, it doesn't allow the next 2 pass balls to go down.
Well, now it looks like we're in discussion here with the umpires, possibly about the count. We're not totally sure. So the 2 pass balls made it a full count, we believe. And now the Turks head coach and coaching staff are asking for the umpires to chat about the play. Ethan Gibson sitting on first base, a little confused about what's happening here. Kenny Towns right next to him. Umpires disperse, and it doesn't look like we're going to get any changes here, so a weird visit. Coaching staff for the Turks coming on out, and Bob Weiss. They're not really sure what's happening here. We do have a pitcher warming up in the Turks bullpen. Now looks like we're going to get a mound visit here for the home team, and they're going to single for a pitching change. So the Tom Sox able to get 1 single, then they bat him around to home and Caden Ferreira to make it a 9-5 ball game. And for Cam Nelson, his night will be done. We'll get you guys the new pitcher up next right here on Tom Sox TV. All right, so it looks like we had a problem with the scoreboard and the count. The scoreboard showed full 3-2, 2 outs, and now Ethan Gibson will have to come back from first to home and have to do it again. So Cam Nelson has got a shot at it here. We were going to get a pitching change, but looks like the umpires finally got down the call. So here we go. The 3-2, 2 outs. Nelson to Ethan Gibson. Fires this one, misses, and Ethan Gibson will now officially head over to first base with a walk. And now we're going to get a pitching change. So a little bit delayed here, Matt. And nevertheless, oh, wait, hang on. Coaching staff not signaling to the bullpen.
The crew had to figure it out to make sure they got it right. And for the 2nd time in the at-bat, Ethan Gibson walked.
And there we go. Okay, so pitching change officially underway. Tom Sox. Runners in the corners, up by 4. We'll see what they do next up here on Tom Sox TV. Cam Nelson comes out of the game. Spencer Biggerstaff comes into it. The left-handed pitcher, 5'11", 160, rising junior from Oklahoma City University. So he'll step in against Dean Mijos, making his 6th plate appearance here for the Tom Sox tonight. First pitch, too low, 1-0. Mijos has reached base 3 times, walked twice, single in the 5th, and he's stricken out 2 times as well. So with runners in the corners, he'll have to settle in here. Second pitch misses the plate inside, 2-0. And for the Tom Sox, Books is on third. Ethan Gibson, speedy and dangerous, on first. And with 2 outs here, you never know what you're going to see from the Tom Sox. Dean Mijos rips this one in the center field. Coming in is Pascal. He finds it, makes the grab, and now ends it for the Turks. But the Tom Sox able to grab 1 run on 1 hit and a couple passed balls. We're headed to the bottom of the 9th here on Tom Sox TV. Let's see how we close out this one. Tom Sox lead it 9-5 here in the bottom of the 9th, looking for their 2nd win this season against the Turks right here on Tom Sox TV. Mike Bolger, Matt Cabram, along with you guys for the possible final frame of this one. Matt, after a stellar performance, Bobby Olson's night is done. Upcoming, Daniel Powell.
And he's gonna face a variety of hitters here. We're gonna get a pinch hitter and then a top of the order. And right now you got Daniel Powell coming in here. 6'3" sophomore from Kennesaw State University from Roswell, Georgia, who's technically 1-0 on the year, but this is now his 7th pitching appearance. He's not given up a run all year, a 0 ERA, 10 complete innings pitched, 11 strikeouts, 5 walks, 3 hits allowed. And Powell, this is his third time now facing the Turks. First time was in that 8-12 loss back at home on June 9th, and then lastly was in that 9-5 win against the Turks. That was also in Charlottesville. So now Powell coming in here to maybe record a 4th save. We'll see how the scoring goes. 4 runs, so
a couple changes here for the Tom Sox. Ethan Gibson over on shortstop. Daniel Powell now on the mound. And now for the Turks, they will have the bottom of their lineup upcoming. Then they'll have the top and then the heart. But pinch hitting Jacob Green, number 6, will step in for Brett Waringer. And Daniel Powell's first pitch, ball 1. Second pitch, in for strike 1. For Jacob Green, the season rising junior, he's batting a .338, has 20 hits on 58 plate appearances, 19 runs. So definitely somebody you want to see here if you're a Turk. Down by 4, third pitch, roped down the first base line, but goes foul. So it'll be a 1-2 count here.
for Daniel Powell, his 2nd straight appearance in the VBL against the Turks, coming back from that 9-5 win, 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 save, allowed 1 walk, struck out 3 on 7 batters faced.
He also faced them on June 9th against that 12-8 loss at home. So a lot of these pitchers tonight have had experience against the Turks. Fourth pitch, too high, ball 2 to Jacob Green. Daniel Powell, the 2-2. Delivers this one. Swing and a miss from Jacob Green. Daniel Powell subs into the game. Gets 1 strikeout. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. And now the Turks head to the top of the lineup with only 2 outs remaining on the day.
And here is big at bat here for Evans. But a single to start this game, and has been cold ever since, Mike.
Yesterday had a huge appearance for the Turks. Got on base all 5 times, scored twice. This one ropes into center field. It gets down. Mijos makes the grab. Evans rounds first, stays there. And the Turks have life here in the bottom of the 9th.
And just like that, a speedy guy who gets on base had a stolen base in his first at-bat of the game. Evans came around to score on that Pascal double, so we'll see if he'll get the nod again to run on Levy.
Pascal stepping up to the plate now. That is the Turks' 10th hit of the night compared to the Tom Sox 12. As the Sox lead it 9-5. So Powell has to look over his shoulder. The righty delivers to Pascal, the righty. This one hit pretty well to right field. Now drifting foul. It goes all the way into foul territory. So 0-1 count. Evans, not a massive lead over on first, but he was dancing on that first pitch. So as Powell gets back on the mound, puts his toe to the rubber, he looks over at Evans. Evans staying put. The windup, delivery. Pascal rips it into center field. It's going to get through the gap and out all the way out to the wall. Evans rounding, headed to third. He's going to get there standing. Pascal over to first. This one gets past Lopez on third. Evans going all the way home. He reaches the plate. Pascal over to second base. The Turks get 1 here in the 9th.
And where there's Charlottesville, sometimes there's going to be errors in these games, and that one's going to hurt them. It's going to be a big run there for the Turks. And now they're back in touching distance here against Daniel Powell.
Oh my goodness, an error on Lopez at third. The second on the night for the Tom Sox. Makes this a 9-6 ball game. And upcoming, the dangerous, the powerful Christopher Katz. He's reached base 3 times tonight. 2 singles, 1 double. He's got an RBI and a run to his name. With Pascal on second base, Ryan Wynn kind of covering. Daniel Powell delivers. This one gets past Levy. Pascal goes to third. And all of a sudden, the Turks are making a lot of noise here in the bottom of the 9th.
And if you're Daniel Powell, you have to focus on the batter, Mike. That run over there on third base, although it's a 3-run lead, he does not mean anything to you. Your focus right now is getting the hardest out in the line of Chris Katz right here at the plate.
If you can trade a run for an out by this point, if you're the Sox, you can. You're leading by 3. Powell delivers. This one fouled back for Katz. It'll be 1-1. Randy Tomlin on the steps of the Sox dugout telling his boys to calm down, settle in. They're 1 or 2 outs away from getting their second win of the season against the Turks, the 18th on the year for the Sox. It'll keep them ahead of the VBL standings. This pitch gets away from Levy. Upcoming is Pascal. He's going to cross home plate standing. And now the bases are empty. The Turks down by 2 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th.
And although that hurts Charlottesville, Mike, I kind of like that for Powell now. Nobody's on the bases. You still have a 2-run lead. The hardest guy in the lineup is this guy right here. You get through him, you're almost smooth sailing. But right now we're going to have a coach's talk from Tomlin to his VBL prospect.
And just a quick look around the VBL. The Express take the win 4-1, meaning they sit 17-6 on the season, tied with the Tom Sox at 17-6, which means we have a tie at number 1 in the VBL. Here's the difference, though. The Express 9-1 in their past 10 games. They've won 3 straight. Tom Sox 7-3.
And right now for Katz, 3 for 4 on the night, looking to go 4 for 5 to spoil the Tom Sox party. But Powell is going to lock in here. Still looks comfortable despite letting these runs come across.
And real quick, Braves and Lumberjacks tied at 8 headed to the 10th, so some extra ones there. This one a little too high, making a 1-0 count. The board goes now 3-1.
The scoreboard operators, a few pitches behind here at Eagle Field.
And the Cavs beat the Generals 8-6 earlier. Katz drives this one into deep center left field. Under it is Mijos. He's going to make the grab. And there you go. There's the second out for Daniel Powell. A relief at that. Now Luke Hatcher will come up to the plate, representing the final out of the evening for the Turks.
And no out is bigger than that last out. But right now, the hardest out is the last one. So Powell needs to lock in here. And for Hatcher, I mean, he's had himself, I would say, an early good night. He had that single that drove in two, and then he's flown out every
Powell
few times.
delivers, dribbles over to Johnny Lopez, gets it on third, fires the first. The Tom Sox getting 9-7 comeback win against the Harrisonburg Turks and move to 18-6 on the season, atop of the VBL.
Top of the league, Mike, top of the South. They're a game away from trying to split this series back at home against the Turks. And all around a great night for the Tom Sox. 9-7, a flipped script from last night. 9-7, they win it here. And we saw it all throughout this game. We saw it from the lineup early on, and the pitching was just lights out. Bobby Olson, what a night for him. He had the best line of the night, going 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, the longest that any reliever this summer for the Tom Sox has gone. So Randy Tomlin and Adam Dolphemeyer, they let him do his thing. He was vibing out there, and a big part of tonight's success, Michael.
Tom Sox grab their second win against Harrisonburg this season. Move to 18-6 on the year, and as you said, Matt, stay ahead of the entire league. For the Harrisonburg Turks, they fall to 13-9 on the season. Their 6-game win streak has been snapped officially. 5-game win streak, but they still remain second in the VBL South. So for the Tom Sox, they grab a road win. 9 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors. For the Turks, they get their first home loss against the Tom Sox this season. 7 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors. What a game it's been. The Turks jumped out to an early lead. Tom Sox battle back to get a win. For everybody, for all our entire crew, all the hard work being put in here at Tom Sox TV, we appreciate it. For Matt Cabram, I've been Mike Bolger. You guys can catch all of our post-game and pre-game content on our social media pages and our website. But for now, the Tom Sox win it 9-7. Good night, everybody.